Welcome to Dice Legends, episode 30.
Whoa!
So good to have you with us. My name is Vahid. I'm the DM for Dice Legends. This is, I suspect, the finale of Act 2 story.
Oh my god.
There's a lot riding on this. Yes. Strap yourself in, grab some popcorn. But before we get into it, I think we need to set the scene of the stakes. So if you can please roll that scene setter. It has been 1,000 years since the first king of Aratai forged a mythical sword and united the warring tribes around him. But he was slain by his closest friend, known to history as the Betrayer. The Betrayer was condemned to a 300-year-long death, and the mythical sword disappeared from history. But now, 4 town guards have recovered the sword at a time when the forces of darkness, of undeath and savagery yet again threaten to destroy not only their city, but everything they hold dear. This is the story of the heroes of Aratai. Ooh, okay.
Ooh, yeah.
A lot's happened since that scene setter was first created. Our heroes have been through a crucible of fire.
Crucible of fire. Crucible of fire.
Hey, before we get into it, we want to talk about thanks first. Before we get into the story, we want to thank our followers.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us on this adventure. Thank you to our subscribers.
Thanks, subbers.
If you're a subscriber on YouTube, thank you for joining us. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that sub button. We're so close to being a partner on YouTube. 94% as of this moment.
94%. It's
Which is
so
close.
close.
And if you're subbing a subscriber on Twitch, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We also want to say thanks to our Patreons. Honestly, the assistance that our Patreon gives us, Patreons give us is really significant.
Thank
you.
And we have 2 sponsors for today's show. Thank you. We love you guys. The first one we want to talk about is our friends at 9 Realms Gaming. So we've got, they do these beautiful wooden D&D accessories, dice towers, dice trays, warrior vaults. The one that Raylene and Ron, you've got in front of them, that's Tiger Wood. The one that Monique's holding up and throwing around.
It's so sturdy.
It's still in one piece.
Is cherry. What matches your tie so perfectly, Truby, is walnut.
Dress to match your D&D.
And mine is ambrosia maple. Beautiful.
Ambrosia maple.
I'm just going to say, great drag name.
Ambrosia maple.
Cherry blossom.
Tiger Wood.
Moving on quickly, Truby. If you use the code at checkout of Legenz10, you get 10% discount.
Let's go.
10.
Our other sponsor, who we really, really love, is Bespoke Boutique.
Hey,
Show
Alex.
off. Go on, guys. Show off.
Bougie
Show
boutique.
off.
Come on.
Look what she did for us. Look what they did.
We joking.
Oh no, they didn't.
Look at that.
Oh no, they didn't. Oh yes, they
Very nice
did.
coaster, might I say.
Turn it around so we can
Yes,
see
they
the
did.
No shit.
They really, like, even just this graphic is really brung out. I didn't realize how darn gorgeous our characters are.
Yeah.
Like, until we got these kind of things.
I put that in the character brief. Is hot.
Is hot.
It's so amazing.
Thank you, Bespoke.
So as well as doing the character books or journals, which are just beautiful, and the dice tray, the dice scrolls, which are just beautiful. They also do like little dice trays and Alex has done a custom one for us.
Death roll.
I love it, but it makes me sick.
Yeah, I feel
It's too evil.
symbol.
So nervous.
There's something about seeing like the spikes going
Sticking
in as
out.
well. Like
Yeah.
the hexagon already. Bad juju.
It feels like it's gonna go.
Yeah, it feels like my soul's about to be sucked in there.
Yeah.
It's like that beast that in Star Wars, you know, when it comes out and tries to eat,
yeah.
you know, like when Luke Skywalker lands in.
And so,
Oh boy. Oh, and the black and red die.
and I have my black and red dice. And because we've got Alex with us in the studio, we're doing a giveaway of a character book and a dice scroll. And
matching
so
pair.
we're gonna do a giveaway, and we'll explain the rules at halftime break.
Okay.
It is going to be super fun.
Wait your patience.
These are amazing.
So
Yeah.
I think that's it. I think we're ready to move into it. So I think let's roll the titles.
Feast.
All right. Jollification over.
No.
It's time for us to get serious, guys.
Very
Oh God,
serious.
don't.
All right.
It's serious time.
We left last episode in a very precarious situation.
Oh, yes, we did.
But let's find out exactly what happened last episode.
I just want to say, whatever happens, I love you guys, and whatever.
Like character versus. We all love each other, guys. We do.
I want to offer that assurance. We
Yeah.
love each other.
We're
and
friends.
Vahid loves us.
Despite what it looks like.
But we're gonna get serious.
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
Even if he
Okay.
kills off all of our family members.
Straight up.
We still
Yeah,
love
he's
him.
already started on mine.
Okay.
But he wanted to name this episode "Loss of a Family."
Oh my god!
Death in the family.
Oh, death in the family.
Death
by
of a
then.
salesman.
Okay.
Okay, Monique's gonna do our recap. That's enough procrastination.
Okay.
Oh, fine.
Okay.
Get into it.
Tahirua Torufa.
We left our characters looking through books and looking and practicing inscriptions. Is there a 10th goddess? We don't know because there was an explosion. They didn't go to the explosion though because there was more pressing matters. The sarcophagus. They went to the cave where the sarcophagus was last found, but it disappeared. But it turns out it went through more of the cave. They followed it. They came across 3 undead. Boom, boom, boom. Get out of our way. They climbed up the ladder. They followed the trails into the hospital. There it is. It was the sarcophagus, but it was surrounded by a bunch of people. They went in. Leia was in there. They tried to wake them up, but all of a sudden they come to life. And then Ha-Kapella cast invisibility on herself, and it was amazing. They went to work and trying to do the inscriptions on the sarcophagus, but then Tnemrot and Sully were trying to fight all the people, and then all of a sudden the big crazy beast with 4 arms came across, and they were like, all right, let's go. But Sully was entrapped in his mind. Tnemrot borrowed the boyfriend's powers. Then all of a sudden they're working hard, burning hands. They're trying to get the inscriptions. They're melting the gold, and then Ha-Kapella gets booshed off. But then she comes back and she finishes the inscription. Yes. They do the last one, but it's not quite perfect. The sarcophagus cracks in half. This time, guys, there was another elven pelican called Shirana. They split the party. Everyone split up, kicked in the gonads.
Oh, come on!
Come on! Come on!
Okay,
Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
You know-
the deal.
Monique Clemenson, I confer to thee the crown of recaps. May it drop.
It's a choker.
Sorry,
Oh,
I thought
that was-
I understood. Did that make sense?
That was
Yes.
tight.
So much
That
sense.
was so
I think that
good.
was your best work.
So
Yeah,
much
honestly.
sense. It was intense.
Okay.
It was intense.
I did
Yeah.
miss out though the fact that we last left Kasamir was outside of the Queen's castle and he had felt something, but we don't know how much he felt.
Yeah.
I'm shaking.
That
You're making me
so
shake.
good.
So-
That was so good.
Kicked in the gonads too.
Oh my gosh.
Stakes are
Is it
high.
Elvish Pelican?
Probably.
Can someone make fan art of an
Is it-
elvish
Elvish
pelican?
pelican.
Shirana, the Elvish Pelican.
Oh dear.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
You might not have.
Okay, are we ready, team?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right,
Okay,
we're
yeah.
letting go.
I need to get. Okay, yes, that's where I was.
All right, hang on. Ha-Kapella.
3,
Ha-Kapella.
2, 1. Tnemrot and Ha-Kapella have left the temple, have walked down the steps of the temple of Medora, which also serves as a hospital. Tnemrot seems kind of detached from the rest of you, walking to the north toward the palace. Sully and Lona, resting against the broken sarcophagus, are inside the temple hospital. Let's follow Ha-Kapella and Tnemrot for a little while. As you leave the temple, going down the stairs, which are strewn with masonry chunks from the broken temple behind you. And the sounds of battle and screaming and shouting is still in the distance, but closer than it was when you first entered the temple. You see on the east just the slightest light of the dawn. But mixed in with that blush of light on the eastern horizon, rolling clouds. Just big, dark gray, only just visible in the growing light of day, coming from the sea to the east.
Ha-Kapella sees the sky, and after walking in silence with just behind Tnemrot, Ha-Kapella comments and says, "Wow, that doesn't look like good news, right?"
Yes, something's definitely coming. How are you feeling?
Hungry. Ha-Kapella takes out a loaf of bread that she took from Azamat's kitchen, and she's starving, but before she takes a bite, she offers it to Tnemrot and says, "Are you hungry?"
Ha-Kapella, you don't have to pretend with me anymore.
Pretend what? That I'm hungry?
I think it's okay that we just be honest with each other, and I'm happy for you and Sully. And I think we should just walk in silence.
Me and Sully? What did we do?
It doesn't bother me anymore, Ha-Kapella.
Ha-Kapella is confused, and she's trying to figure it out in her head what Tnemrot is possibly meaning. And then she remembers little bits of what Tnemrot says to Sully and how she acts around Sully, and a light bulb flicks. And Ha-Kapella looks at Tnemrot and says, "Tnemrot, you don't think Sully and I are a thing, right?"
As I said, I'm happy for you.
Tnemrot, don't worry. We're strictly professional. We've been friends for a long time, but Sully is my big brother. All right? He's been good to me. I'm good to him, but you know, he loves everyone, and I know he loves you too. But yeah, we're Ha-Kapella starts sweating nervously for some reason. She's just like, you know, when people are, you know, they're not lying, but they keep saying, "I'm not lying," but it looks like they're lying. Ha-Kapella keeps like, nothing's happening between Sully and I, you know, like, I just want to say, like, I know one time I accidentally slipped and I said his boyfriend, but like, that was like ages ago, you know, episodes ago even.
I'd almost forgotten about that, but thank you for reminding me.
Ha-Kapella laughs nervously. Bread?
Did you want a towel? You look very nervous.
Thank you. And she takes the towel and she starts wiping her forehead. And she's like, and as she's dabbing her forehead, she's like smacking it a little bit, like, what is going on?
We're almost at the castle.
Speaking of that, it will take, walking to the castle will take quite a while from where you are.
Okay.
So
Walking, horsing, carting, how you wanting to get there?
I think we're trying to look for would we?
Yeah, where are the horses? Our horses are all the way in the groves.
But let's not sweat the small stuff, right?
Okay.
You guys can find some horses. All right. So, but before you get to the horses, Tnemrot.
Bring him on.
What do you mean?
Gold handsomest boy I've ever seen.
Suddenly you are aware, like coming around a corner, just arms crossed, one leg up, leaning against it, is the most beautiful man you've ever seen. And he says to you, "You see how she lies to you? To your face."
I see it now, but it doesn't bother me anymore.
And I wanted to reassure you that I won't tell anyone about how you killed those 2 people in the temple.
It's different, but I don't know if I care anymore. But I thank you for being my friend. Where should I go?
Destroying Kasamir is definitely the right thing to do. It's where your path is leading you. It's how you will become truly great.
Okay.
But I don't think you saw that her blunder, and he points to Ha-Kapella, on the sarcophagus.
So he's not destroyed.
He is weakened. The 6th symbol still needs to be drawn.
On the sarcophagus.
It's unfortunately, whether she did it on purpose or not, who knows? But that 6th symbol the 6th symbol to destroy him, he will still need to be killed materially, but the symbol will need to be etched into him.
I see. With gold?
That will not be necessary. The 6th symbol etched into him will be sufficient to complete the spell.
Okay.
But the sword.
The sword of Aratai.
It's the only way that his material form, the symbol will destroy his arcane essence, but his material form still needs to be destroyed as well. And the sword, invested with that power, is the only weapon that will do that.
But we've left Lona behind. Okay. Is he still with me?
Mm-hmm.
What did they say? What did they mean when they said that Ha-Kapella was someone of great power? Is it something I should be worried about?
Ha-Kapella is nothing.
Okay. Ha-Kapella.
Yes?
I feel suddenly in my heart that we shouldn't have left. We shouldn't have left. We need a return. I feel like I've made a mistake.
Ha-Kapella is taken aback at the switch. And what do you mean? Like,
I don't know. It's like I suddenly have released something, and we need to go back. I need to apologize. We can't split up the party.
Ha-Kapella feels a sense of familiarity and comfort now. There's a bit of skepticism. But she's just glad to see a Tnemrot she knows. And Ha-Kapella nods her head and she says, well, if you would like, yeah, we can. I think we have time. Maybe we'll have to be quick.
Okay.
Shall we get them?
Yeah, and hopefully Leia's still there.
Yeah, I think Leia will be fine with the boys looking after her, yeah?
Okay.
Let's go.
They ride back.
Hey,
Yes.
before doing so, as you get on this horse, or maybe a pony in your case,
Low Shetland pony.
A goat. Can it be a goat? Yes, please. A dog.
A large dog.
Really buff cat. Yep.
buff cat.
Oh my god. Okay, back to it.
Okay.
My
The
vehicle.
moment you get on Ha-Kapella, the world stops for a moment.
Ooh.
And the scenery around you changes. And it becomes, I don't know if ghosty is the right word, but it's kind of incorporeal.
Well, there's a massive word, so what does that mean?
Ghostly.
Okay, great.
Untouchable, without form,
Oh, wispy.
without body, I guess.
And standing in front of you is a man in armor, standing with with hands on a very large sword.
Ha-Kapella. Whoa, buddy, we're just trying to pass through.
He says, I am Turaneti.
What?
What's it called? What's it called? Oh, the war one?
I am Turaneti, the god of war.
Ha-Kapella's hand goes to her God of War amulet.
He smiles and says, you have called upon me many times.
Sorry to bother you. I didn't realize that. Do you want it back? And Ha-Kapella is stunned in front of a god.
You have called upon me many times, and I have answered your call, and have seen that you are truly full of valor.
Thank you. Your holiness, your godless. Thank you.
There is before you a great challenge, a great test. And so, I wish to grant you a boon.
A boon?
It's a god way of saying a big gift.
A booner. It's giving you a booner.
I have, when you've called on my power, my attention momentarily has strayed to you, and I've noticed that you're courageous on the battlefield, but also self-sacrificing for your comrades, which is the best of a warrior.
A tear runs down Ha-Kapella's face.
Therefore, I grant you, from now until, from the rise of the sun to the set of the sun, you may call upon me twice. Once for yourself in a time of great need, and once for your friends or friend. Call upon me, and I shall do what I can.
Ha-Kapella, her hands shake, and she shakes her head for a second to see, and pinches herself to see if this is real. It's real in front of her, I guess, and she bows. Yeah, she's unsure, but she bows, and she says, "Thank you, Turaneti. May I call you Turaneti, God of War? I will not waste it. Thank you for answering my calls and my prayers. It's good to hear from you."
And then you land on the saddle, like all that happened in the time where you swung your leg over the horse. Then you land on the horse.
Doing this all the
Like a yogurt.
Are we fine?
Can we shift our gaze? Oh no, go ahead.
Ha-Kapella was like, "Whoa, it's just feeling a little bit lightheaded," and her hand stays on her God of War amulet.
Where did you go just then?
I need to eat. Ha-Kapella, I think, keeps it to herself because she doesn't know she can trust Tnemrot.
Tnemrot knows she's lying.
Hey, our scene changes. We find Lona and Sully with Leia here in the broken temple of Medora. We left Sully leaning against the broken remains, the shattered remains of a sarcophagus, Lona standing in front of him, Leia nearby.
Yeah, I think Sally's kind of like his spear's kind of like rested on the ground, and his like head's kind of like against the spear, and he's just staring at the ground, thinking a lot.
Luna looks over to Sully and this all these memories of just being together has drawn them closer together, and he looks at Sully as if seeing his own brother. Lona doesn't have a brother that he knows of, but it's just a real deep kind of hurt for his brother, and the fact that his team just kind of ditched. And he tries to lighten the mood with a bit of a joke. Hey, does this mean we get to punch Tnemrot in the gonads when we see them again? No.
What?
I don't know what to say.
Thank you.
But know that I'm here for you, bro.
Oh, yeah, thank you. That's also nice. It's actually nice hearing someone say that they don't know what to say. You know, rather than try and fix it. It's actually nice to hear that. Sully's thinking... Sully's been thinking a wee while. And I think, first of all, he's been processing, like, the emotional hurt, right? Just watching the interaction with Leia puts a whole bunch of past wee conversations and little comments into context now, and he can kind of like draw a line through them, and like the conclusion's unavoidable. Something's different about Tnemrot. And so he's kind of like processed that hurt, and now he's on to like the logic of it. And he thinks it's becoming like a puzzle now, and he's still trying to work that part out. He's still really thinking about all the facts that they've got in front of them. Yeah, thanks, Lona. That's really nice. You're a real good friend.
Lona smiles a little. So obviously this isn't the end.
No.
And Lona kind of also seeing a bit of something different about Tnemrot. Do you notice anything different about Tnemrot?
Yeah. That's kind of what I can't move past. But it doesn't make sense to me. Tnemrot's always been a particular way. She doesn't know anything outside of her cloister, which is usually very endearing. Usually makes him make very silly mistakes, especially in conversations, and that is very funny. But recently, it hasn't been funny. You know?
Yeah, she's
like
been a bit mean.
I would say 1 or 2 times she was mean, which that doesn't make sense to me. Not with the Tnemrot that I remember. So that's what doesn't make sense to me. And so why is that happening? She brought me back to life, right?
Yeah.
And she said that she used Tila to do that.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Tila has something to do with this. You know, there's something external. Because we know Tnemrot, we know who she is, we know who she is at her heart, and now she's someone else. So it has to be something external, right? So I'm thinking it's some sort of thing that's got its claws in her, or it's like making her do this stuff. I don't know, maybe she has to do something, as there's always a price, right? And I think she, by bringing me back to life, has had to pay some sort of terrible cost, right? That's how these things work. I mean, I'm not even remotely magic, but that's how this thing works. And there was another thing. I was thinking something else. Oh, but also, you know, she found out that she was made through this 100 sacrifice blood ritual. And that would mess me up if I found that out, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's a little bit circumstance, it's a little bit external forces. That's where I'm at.
Lona takes all of this in. Wow. I just thought she was that kind of time, you know?
Oh, Lona. What, you mean she hasn't eaten? I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. She's not Ha-Kapella.
That's all Lona could come up with.
You're very lucky. Neither of them.
So lucky.
You are very lucky. Neither of them. You're lucky. It's just you and me, buddy.
Leia, right there. She's got her arms crossed. What time are you? A special time?
Time for us to figure out how to. What's the next one?
Yes, exactly.
Time.
Exactly.
Hey, and then you see Leia's like from staring at you. She kind of looks behind you, and her jaw drops. She's looking at something behind you guys, and she, looking over your shoulder. At the far end of the temple, there is an altar. Within the altar, kind of in like a bird feeder kind of thing, there is some water placed inside it, and it is aglow. And she turns to some of the other healers who are now looking after the fallen around the temple and says, is it supposed to do that?
Don't worry, we'll check it out. Sully goes over.
Okay. Yeah, and there's light emanating up, just like a glow coming from the water in this altar. You head over to it. Lona, what you doing?
Yeah, intrigued by it as well. I'll move towards it.
Sully half suspected shenanigans, just with what's going on, so he was half expecting something.
Okay. As you approach this altar, describe how you're approaching it. Like weapons drawn,
Yep.
tentatively. What are you doing, Lona?
Lona's not really medging up. He's just intrigued by the light and just there's something about it that he's not really threatened by it. But I don't know. He just feels at ease.
Okay.
There's a sense of security that comes from holding the spear, not necessarily hostility. So even if he doesn't mean to attack, there's still a comfort in having the spear in hand as he approaches. So,
As you step towards it, the light grows brighter. And as you move towards it, it's as if the figures that are standing behind it slowly kind of come into focus. They weren't there at all, and then as you move towards them, they become more and more solid. 3 women that seem ageless, but grace, and there's a similarity between the 3 of them. They're dressed in very simple clothes.
Sully,
yeah.
are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Do you recognize them?
In a way.
What?
Sully looks at the shrine, he looks at the 3 of them, and he says, "Do I behold 3 sisters of divinity?"
And they smile. 2 of them smile. One of them is very impassive. And the one that's at the front, they're like in a triangle formation. The one that's at the front, who somehow has the feeling of being the older one of the 3, the eldest of the 3, Says, come closer. As you approach, the altar itself that you would approach vanishes, and you're in a incorporeal land of like a meadow around you. The temple, it's like you've left the temple completely. The three women in front of you say, the woman at the front says, my name is Medora.
Oh my gosh.
And these are my sisters. And they just nod their heads. One of them is, as I mentioned, is very kind of impassive. And then the youngest of them, who's the shortest, is, all of them have like a timelessness and a grace about them. The youngest of them is unbelievably beautiful, like incomprehensibly beautiful. Like it doesn't make sense how gobsmacking.
Lona can't keep his eyes off.
The one who's is quite seems quite emotionless is dressed in all gray and has her hands just passively at her side. And the one in front, who describes herself as Medora, has simple green garb on.
Medora, goddess of life, thank you for all you have provided to us so far. One of your greatest followers and clerics of your power has served through you so well and saved us so many times. So thank you truly, Medora.
What he said. And like Lona, that's Medora. That's the Medora.
She says, go ahead, do you want to say something? Go for it.
I wonder at your appearance, but perhaps I could also anticipate why you are here with my question. Can you help us? Are you here to help us?
Yes. As you know, the Nine, the Circle, cannot visit the material world that you live in. As you know, we agreed as an entire circle to leave that world, your world, so that we did not unintentionally destroy that which we loved. So this is the only way, this is the most direct way that we can interact with your world. And even this is a stretch for us. We see that you are at the precipice of something that has greater significance than your own lives and even of the people around you. And so we wish to offer you a boon.
What's a boon? What's going on?
A bone?
A boon.
It's like a god version of a great gift.
Oh.
The
Boon.
the one with the blank expression turns to you, Lona. Lona. One of the things I am gifted with is the gift of foresight.
Oh.
I grant you the ability to see a little into the future 3 times between the sunrise and the sunset. How that's going to work, and if we just pop out of into the mechanics, how that's going to work is you're going to roll 3 dice. You're going to record those numbers.
Oh, nice.
And at any time between now and sunset, instead of rolling a dice, anyone, including me, you can say, their number is this. You dig it?
Yeah.
So you're going to roll 3 numbers. You're going to record them at any time. You can say, I want to take this number. This is what I roll. No, you can say, no, I think that orc rolled a blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
You dig it?
I think so.
Right?
So if one of us makes a fail or something, you can be like, nah, it's all good, take this 20, or...
Nice.
Before rolls.
And likewise, if one of your numbers is a 3, you can be like, nah, he rolled this.
That's right, yeah. Okay?
Yep.
So the gift of foresight.
But before they roll.
We'll be generous. No. You can do it after. We'll make it soup it up. And then Medora turns to Sully and says, Sully, you are the shield of your companions. When Medora is called upon by the companion that you have just praised, and my attention is drawn to her, and I often see you protecting those around you. But I notice that you have a weakness. Sometimes you are not able to protect yourself. So I grant you that you may be protected 2 times between sunrise and sunset. So how this is going to work in the mechanic is that anytime you need to make a save, you can say, I choose that to be one of my 2 auto passes.
Oh, yes, legendary resistance.
Nice.
Okay? Twice between now and sunset.
Okay.
Okay, nice.
And
Okay. Oh, Medora.
and the youngest one says, your companion, I think there's something wrong with her. We can't tell what.
Told you.
Yep. Tnemrot.
We can't tell. It is concealed from us. We are not infinite in our power, but it's almost like she's been poisoned in some way.
That's what I was thinking. Oh, I thought so.
Yes, we don't know the cure. And the expressionless one says, how can I do this with a straight face? Sorry. I'm trying. One thing I have noticed as I greet those who die and leave the material world and move on to the world of spirit is that it is better for one to leave as someone who is pure of heart than a tyrant. It is a mercy to leave before one becomes a tyrant. That is all. And the 3 of them begin to fade from your view. And you are back in the temple.
Oh. Wow. That was incredible.
Oh, so, we are right about Tnemrot. And
Yeah.
what do they mean, poisoned?
Right. That's what I mean about that, something external.
So if we find out who's been poisoning her and kill it,
Yeah. That's right.
we'll get our Tnemrot back.
It's that easy.
Hey, it's about perfect timing for Tnemrot and Ha-Kapella to gallop up or trot up or walk up on their horses.
My buff cat.
I think it's almost like at that time where they dissipate in from the light. Ha-Kapella and Tnemrot just like slowly ride on in these horses and then just like kind of dismount. That's all.
And
Oh,
it-
Ha-Kapella's like chewing on some.
Lona looks at us and Sully goes, why are they moving in slow motion?
Not really. No. But.
We're back.
Oh, right. You're back.
You didn't want to get kicked in the gonads.
Punched it! Oh no, I was gonna... lucky.
Tnemrot sidles over to Sully and Lona, and she just puts one hand on either of their shoulders, and she's about to say like, I'm glad, and then instantly she kind of like feels, it's almost like, I think for Tnemrot, she has like 5 different faces in her brain, and as she touches them, because she's got her false face on, I think as she touches them, she kind of like goes through all of this like internal like kind of glitching, and she can kind of like sense something from them. She senses an energy that kind of pulls her Tnemrot to the surface.
Interesting.
And I think she looks at them, and then it very quickly dissipates.
You've probably been in temples long enough and around the spirit of Medora channeled through you that you could probably tell that there is a divine presence of Medora in this area.
That's what I was going for. I was hoping. And then she just looks at them with a serious face for a second, and then she goes, I'm glad we're back together.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah, that felt too long. Ha-Kapella pats Lona on the back and then like shoves Sully towards Tnemrot. And it's like, yeah, like it was like a pat, but like,
Oh, sorry. Should have kept my footing there. I knew you'd have a change of heart, Tnemrot, and frankly, I feel silly for even doing this whole thing.
Doing what?
Just sitting down here when we've got work to do.
Work.
What were you guys doing when we left?
And Lona looks at Tnemrot and he goes, did you arrive in on a buff cat? That was pretty buff.
Oh, it's a pony. I just made it look like I painted it a little bit to look like a buff cat. No, actually, it is a buff cat.
Honestly, we weren't sure if all the trouble here was done.
Your friend's still here?
Oh,
Yeah, look, it's Leia.
She looks over at Leia, and she kind of like maybe comes to the conclusion that Leia has probably been praying for Medora, and that's probably where the spirits have been coming from.
Makes sense.
Yeah. She goes, Leia.
Sorry, I'm just.
That's not good.
I'm exhausted. I'm sore. And she looks around. There's just so much for us to do. So many people for us to look after.
Do you want us to help?
No, you have your job to do, and I've got mine.
I respect that.
Why the change of heart though?
It was about the 6th symbol. I can sense that it's not finished.
Okay.
Ha-Kapella just.
Lona just goes, it's all right.
I didn't mean for it to happen like that.
Is that true?
One of the lines, it was a little bit not curved when it was supposed to be curved, but because the sarcophagus went in half, I was like, oh, maybe it did work, and maybe it was all a bunch of baloney that it had to be perfect, but I don't know.
We also have a sword for a reason. There must be a reason why Lona was connected with this sword. It had something to do with Kasamir.
Okay. Well, he's still at large, or?
I think so. I mean, the war hasn't stopped outside.
Right.
The clouds are rolling in.
If I was Kasamir, I'd be heading to the castle. That's what he wants, right? He wants the rain.
That's true. He visited us when we were in the castle. He wants that crown. It's probably the queen, right?
I think we should head there now.
Okay.
All right. Ha-Kapella pats the buff cat. I think it's a buff cat now. And you're like, thanks for your services. I'm going to go on a real thing now.
All right. So, unless there's something else, I'm assuming change of scene.
Yeah, I think I've just got one thing I want
Okay,
to say.
go.
So, on horses, running to the castle?
Okay. Okay. Yep. You're
Okay.
on horseback. Are you on your own horse,
I'm
Ha-Kapella,
on
or are
my-
you on someone else's horse?
I'm on my own horse.
Pony.
Fine. Why?
You could be on a horse. It'd just be very difficult for you to control. It's so much
I've
bigger
got
than.
pretty good animal handling.
Okay, fine. I don't want it. Let's not just. That's fine.
Nobody puts me on a pony.
Okay.
Just because I'm a dwarf.
So you want this? What you want to talk about to be while you're on the horses?
yeah.
Okay. So the 4 of you are riding up hard up towards the palace.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Look, I looked to Lona. Oh, can I actually be on Lona's horse?
Yeah.
Okay, I've asked to share a horse with you. You're cool with that? Yeah. And I'm kind of behind Lona, and I'm right behind his ear.
Lona's real tense right now. Like, Lona's like, oh, she's Tnemrot. She's Tnemrot. No, she's not Tnemrot. She's Tnemrot. She's Tnemrot.
Lona, I just want to let you know how proud I am of you.
Huh?
I think your work with the sword has been amazing, and I think that you're the key.
Thanks, Tnemrot.
I think that you need to be the one to finish the symbol.
Really?
With the sword. Lona, it's all in your head. You know what to do. Engrave the symbol on Kasamir with the sword.
Like, Lona's listening to this, and it's making sense, but not making sense. And then real kind of suspicious, but kind of thankful.
We're here for you. We're a team. All we have to remember is to say alert when we write it. You've been practicing. I've seen you watch Ha-Kapella.
Okay.
Sully's got your back. Everyone's so proud of you.
Okay. Tnemrot, is it your horn digging into my back?
Sorry, and then she takes her horns and her nails out. It's almost like it's like a threatening friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel it. Okay.
Okay, cool. Anyone else doing anything as you head through the streets? Otherwise, we move to the next scene.
Oh, no.
Right? Okay.
I just someone's come and say a rocking horse. I'm sorry. Rocking is
Hey, so the sounds of battle are all around, of course, but you haven't seen any fighting, any soldiers until
What's up?
until approaching the palace, going up the hill into the wealthiest part of the city, wide avenue, yeah, big palatial houses on either side, and there is across the wide road a barrier has been constructed with Gulm soldiers on the other side. Can you clear this for me, please?
It's just...
All right, so perception rolls, everyone.
Yes.
coming in hot.
Wee.
11.
14.
14.
16.
Okay, it looks like there's probably about 20 soldiers on this hastily made barricade. They've taken boxes, carts, and lined them up, and they're all facing. They can definitely see and have heard you, and so spears come out and jut from it. Behind them, there are braziers that have fire illuminating from behind them. And the cobblestones continue uphill beyond them. Okay, what's your plan?
It's not any sort of gate, is it? It's just
No
like
gate.
It's just a wall.
There's a gap in the middle that at the moment the soldiers are filing into and lining themselves up across the gap. Yeah, so barricade on the left, barricade on the right, opening in the middle, but the soldiers have filled that opening.
Magic missile.
All right.
Sully goes, yeah!
All right, so let me set this thing up real fast, okay? Okay, so we've got, this is quite wide. All right, do you guys want to make a barricade, a two-sided barricade for me, right here? Feel free to put that cart in there.
This is where they keep all their valuables.
Okay, we come up to, so this is the...
Have we haven't had any short rest or anything, eh?
No, I'm sorry you haven't.
Okay, that's all right. Have we all got a put the blood back in potion?
Lona's got two.
Got two.
You
Okay.
used one on Leia.
And how do we take
yeah.
them again?
You just drink it.
If you need hit points, go ahead and use it now.
Okay, I would like to use it. What do I get again?
It's a D8 plus 2.
A D8 plus 2.
Did I say 2d8 plus 2 last time, or did I say d8 plus 2?
I don't know.
I think. Cool. Great.
Well, it's D8 now.
I'm gonna just
It's D10.
That was a good roll.
You got a 9 on a D8?
I thought it was a 6.
Oh, it might have been 2.
No, my bad.
All right. You guys are on horseback over here.
Horsey back.
There's the intersection in front of you. We have Wali Badiam.
Oh.
How many is that?
That is 11.
Okay. At the back, in heavy armor, is someone with a big old pike.
Ooh.
Can someone tell me what a melee attack is?
Hand to hand.
Up close.
Okay, thank you, Dave.
All right, there we go. That is a lot
Wow.
of guys.
Wow, that's cool, dude.
Nice.
This
Okay.
reminds me of
I
Les
might
Mis.
Oh, yes, totally.
Okay, how's that looking in the frame? Yeah. Okay, cool. So they go, and the man in the heavy armor with a big, massive pike says, "Volley!" Crossbows. 10 crossbows come hurtling towards you. Put yourselves in the formation of what you are.
Yeah, as soon as we're going into attack mode, like, I reckon, do we form a line? Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I'm on Lona's horse.
Yeah.
Are we still on horses? We're
Bang.
going through?
I'll
Okay,
go
nice.
behind.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah, we kind of like all fear, and then suddenly tries to make himself twice as big.
nice. So that means, of the 10 crossbow bolts, you are taking 7 of them.
Oh, yeah, bring him.
Oh my god.
Yeah, shield out, spear level.
One gets a 21.
Hit.
That's the only one that gets
Yeah, he's just like he's just a big wall of metal right now.
5.
5 points of damage.
5
Or
points of
is it-
damage.
It's taken down to 2.
Oh my god. This is a good plan. This is a good plan.
Yeah.
Excellent. And just so you can, as you've come into this area, who got the biggest perception roll?
14s.
You got
16.
Lona.
Yo.
You only got a bit above a 15.
Okay.
You're facing right up north, heading straight north, right?
Yep.
Entering this clearing, you see the palace. It's not very far ahead, and you see a flash of green, a flash of purple. You hear something's going on up in the palace.
Guys, we gotta get up to the castle.
We need to be there now.
Ha-Kapella, you're up.
Ha-Kapella, is this like the actual distance that we're doing? Or is there like...
I want you to actually be back at the beginning, but but you can move on a horse. You can move.
How many spices?
It is double what your normal. For you. So what is a horse?
5.
Horse is 60. I think it's actually 80. You can get. The moral of the story is that you can easily get up there.
Okay, well, Ha-Kapella... Oh, move the dice tower. Alright. Okay, Ha-Kapella says, "Thanks, Sully," and bras forward, as far as
You'll
she
make
can.
it get there
as far
again.
as you can.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are there still 3 more arrows that need to be?
Oh, I haven't done the other 3 arrows. Thank you so much.
We're gonna win this.
Oh wait, okay.
We're gonna win
hang on.
this.
2 for Ha-Kapella
Properly.
are the black ones.
Okay.
1 for Lona, which is the red one.
Okay, go.
Okay? You're at the back of the back, so none of them get to Tnemrot. Okay. 22 for Ha-Kapella.
Hits.
That's trained.
5.
All right.
Okay. And the other one isn't going to touch you, I'm sure, Lona.
Nice.
All right. Okay. After it kind of like nicks the side of her arm and goes blah 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 all the way to the top. And she says blue cheese, and she casts fear.
Nice.
And so yeah, you have to do a wisdom saving throw, please.
There you go.
Everyone
the DC?
everyone in a 30-foot
Is it
range.
30 foot?
Yeah, 30
Oh, that's
foot.
nice.
So in front of
2,
me.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh.
That will be everyone except these 2 dudes here.
And
They're
my,
in a perfect cone.
yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to mass roll. Okay?
Go.
I don't want to roll 20 times. That would be silly. All right? What do they need?
15.
Okay. When this comes their turn, I'll let you know what happens.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. all the eyes that you can see go like this.
And she smiles. Anyway. Nice. And as a bonus action, she just calls out to the team, "Come on in, the water's fine."
Lona.
casts shield over him.
Okay,
Go
ahead.
apparently that's what it's an action, but that's all he gets.
That's cool, quick.
Yeah.
And that means at the end of last episode, remember you brought on the tides of chaos.
Yes.
And it gets reset anytime you do a first level spell or higher. You've now done a first level spell, which means we need to roll percentage dice to see what kind of strange
Float off
arcane
into the
thing
sky.
happens.
Oh gosh.
Where's my little special chart?
Chaos. Alright, go.
You become an extra meter and a half taller.
Yo! What?
Tnemrot can kind of like get pushed almost off the horse.
My horse.
Your horse.
Just takes this.
Oh my gosh.
Look, this doesn't even look like you, okay?
But
that's the size of you now.
Oh my
Your
goodness.
horse isn't going to start stumbling.
Okay, look, Lona, so from casting shield, I've already...
So you cast shield, right? That's just a reaction shield. You can do
Okay.
something else.
Oh, sweet, and Lona goes, whoa! And then he's like, notices that his horse is slumped down, and goes, oh, I better get off this thing.
And you dismount from your horse.
Dismount, and I just want to run and magic missile straight in as we go through.
I don't know if you can do
No, I
two
can't.
spells,
No,
but you
I
can
can't.
run, so you
I'm
can
just
move
gonna run.
yourself 6.
1, 2, boom!
The water's fine.
It's me, Ha-Kapella! It's me!
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, you're all the way
Yeah. He comes and he attacks this guy in front of him. Ha!
Go for it.
So that is I'm on a horsey. So that is 26.
Yeah.
And here comes 9 points of damage.
It's still there.
Another attack then. That is 22.
Yeah.
And here comes 7 points of damage.
Falls to your spear.
Okay, Tnemrot, also, Lona's jumped off the horse, so I think the horse is like better equipped to get me there. How can I travel? How far?
You can move 6 squares.
Okay.
Unless you only want to run, in which case you can
No.
do 12.
4, 5, 6. Okay, so as she's doing this, she casts Armor of Agathes on herself. So she gains 5 temporary hit points, and anyone who melee attacks her gets 5 cold damage. And I don't need to roll for that, eh?
Just
No.
happen.
And bonus action, Spiritual Weapon. Oh, that's not a good.
You can't do that anyway.
I can't just.
You can't do 2 spells in a turn.
You're so right. Thank you. Just the
So
one.
ignore that too.
Yeah. W.
Okay, it's their turn. They start tripping over themselves in blind panic.
Nice!
And but despite all of that, them falling over themselves, by the end of them, there are only 5 of them left.
What?
As the others just all run away.
Yes, Ha-Kapella.
We should leave the big guy.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It doesn't hit the 2 people in the back.
Oh, 2 people in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more dude. Okay. And those 5 peel in. Boom. Boom. Blocking the way.
We'll see.
Climbs up. Rah, big leader goes running in. Actually, 10-foot reach. Ha ha ha.
Oh, it's
Okay,
the pipe.
so Ha-Kapella.
Yes.
You have 2 soldiers of Ghoulam on you. They strike you. One gets an 11, the other gets a 13.
Miss for both. Ha!
Sully, a soldier of Ghoulam, strikes you with his sword.
Go on.
17. What's with these useless rolls?
17. I mean, good, but
Yeah.
not good enough.
The squadron leader with his big polearm, 10-foot reach, gets a much better roll of a 23.
That's a hit.
Bring out the 10-sided, or is it a 12? 7 points of damage.
Oh, 4 points of damage as his armor shock absorbs most of the blow. Boom!
Cool, and There's an archer who's climbed up on some of the rubbish and shoots a crossbow bolt at Tnemrot. Gets a 20.
Yeah, that hits.
Hits. Ugh. Take 4. But you've got your shield. Oh, melee.
Melee one.
Okay.
But there were 20 of them, and now there are 6.
Uh-huh.
Thanks to
That's some good subtraction.
Ha-Kapella. What are you doing?
Are these two doing anything?
Oh yeah. Well, they actually can't get they can't actually get access.
Oh, okay.
So
they're just waiting
They're
there.
just gonna wait. They're just waiting for their turn.
Bottleneck themselves.
Oh, yeah. All right. Ha-Kapella jumps off her horse and kind of like, indicates it to like leave that, like to, go away. So she like, brah, and as she jumps off, she's going to use Turan's battle axe and just go doom all the way down onto this soldier here.
On the guard, and we're gonna call him Rouge.
Rouge. This one's for you, Rouge. Ooh, 10 plus 7.
Yep, that hits.
Yeah. All right, so that's a D10 because I'm gonna use
Love that.
two hands. 6 plus 4 is 10, so 10 points of damage for you, Rouge. And then as she is down there, she like lands on him.
Yep.
She's like hoping that it like knocks him over.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. So she just goes brah, boom, in front and takes a second attack to Rouge as well.
Yeah, extra attack.
Yeah, to Rouge. Yeah. Ooh, nah. I don't think. What was that? 7, 8, 9. 9 is not going to hit.
No, it doesn't hit.
She swings and she's like, whoa, she's kind of off balance for a little bit and she's like, ah! Nope, I can't do anything else as a bonus.
Cool. And your horse, which looks very much like a camel at the moment, I must say, skitters away. But it's okay. Lona.
Lona is now. Does Lona get more strength now that he's big? It's just
Why
the
don't
same.
you try to find out?
Okay, Lona wants to like lumber over, and he just wants to like drive his big fat foot into Rouge's face now. And yeah, just like almost got like rugby kick him. With a 6.
You're just not used to your size. Don't do nothing.
Okay, Lona.
You can do some more moving if you want, but otherwise.
That's it.
That's it, eh?
That's it.
I'm just gonna go behind Sully.
Okay, opportunity attack as you move away from Rouge. His short sword comes raking for you. Ah, my goodness, 12.
Not a hit.
Finger.
Getting bigger has not made you into Jason Momoa yet.
Yeah, buddy.
One day.
Sully.
Can I move on through?
Yeah, there is a space there. Yep.
Yeah, good. Horsey time, and he sees the big guy, and then he wants to do bloody battle with him. Yes. Yeah. So that is a 22.
Yes.
9 points of damage. Ka! And then he circles around and he stabs again. And here comes 11.
Ooh,
11 to hit.
Oh, that doesn't hit, no.
No. Oh! Stay still.
Tnemrot.
All right, I see this creature here. I am still on the horse, and then as I approach, I reckon here, can she, like if I try and like get off the horse, does that count as an action?
No, it'll be some of your movement.
I think it's half your movement.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna, so Tnemrot just like locks eyes with this guy and shot an arrow towards her, and she's just like, she's in mode. She's galloping, and I don't know why I want this to be slow motion, but she gallops, and she like, and she just jumps off the horse, and at the same time she eldritch blasts towards this.
Nice.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15 is not quite good enough.
Oh.
You get 2.
2 Eldritch
You get
Blast.
2.
Oh, I do. Okay. 20.
Natural 20?
Yeah.
So now I do get to double my damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Okay, so
buddy.
13.
That's lovely.
Do I plus anything?
You can feel that if you wish to channel more power, it is just there at your access. if you
I'm
want.
doing it. Does that mean I get to roll both? 8 and 5. What's that?
13.
13
plus
again.
13.
2 13s.
It is just this archer that shot you is just destroyed utterly and falls back into the rubble.
Okay. If I was to... Okay, spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Bonus action. 18.
Who are you hitting with this spiritual?
This guy.
Rouge.
Rouge.
Rouge?
Okay. What is it again? 1d8.
Okay, go ahead, make a roll. It's possible for you not to, but he's already been battle axed, so I think Rouge is gone. But
Oh, I can send it to someone else then. Does he look very injured? I'm going to send it to this guy then.
you're going to send it to Plume?
Yeah,
Plume.
Plume.
Pushing off. Not a bad idea.
3 plus
Your wisdom.
3.
Yeah.
6.
6.
Okay, thank you.
Plume.
Plume is now hurt, and so is Rouge.
Bloom and rouge.
Rouge, Plume, Rouge.
Rouge.
Hey, okay, Tnemrot. As you called on that power just waiting to be, just a bubble of some dark emotion comes through you. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
16. Plus. Oh, is it one of these?
Yep.
3.
That one.
19.
You're able to ignore it.
Yeah.
Push it back.
Never there, Tnemrot. Okay.
Okay, the in front of you, Raylene. Rouge strikes out with his short sword and gets a 16.
Hits, I believe. Yes, hits. Just.
Take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
Plume. Plume and their leader and the soldier between them, 3 of them, all gang up on poor little Sully.
Oh, not poor little Sully.
Oh no, not
Such a
okay.
nice boy. Not the dick.
Plume manages to get a 22,
Oh, that's a hit.
but none of the others get anything that's going to come close to you. 5 points.
Try me. Oh!
Is it 5 points or is it
2 points of damage.
And the
Well, at least one of you hit me.
2 remaining ones climb up onto the rubble. Oh, that's too close. No, this one climbs up onto the rubble. They now see this big, huge giant who looks really intimidating. And both of them pull out crossbows and level their crossbows at the big Lona.
Come on. Come at me, mate.
He's still down.
Come at me.
Oh, it's a bigger target to hit now.
Yeah?
Oh, don't say that.
21 and a 7. Only 2.
Oh,
Nice.
And that is
very lucky.
That is their turn. Hey, Tnemrot
Yes.
and Lona, from where you are, actually probably not Lona this time, but Tnemrot, from where you are, you are also aware that beyond what's happening in front of you,
Yes.
there are flashes of light happening at the palace. And you also see in the clouds above, beyond, out to sea but moving fast, lightning come down from the big dark clouds that are rushing towards the city. Raylene, it is Ha-Kapella's turn.
Who's the god of
I just forgot that fear cone is still there for a minute.
That's how long it affects them. I don't think the cone stays
Does
there.
it like at the hang on?
I'm pretty sure the people are affected from
Where
it.
is the creature must make. Oh, I was like wondering if they're still in there,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they should do it again.
Yeah, that's
but
a good
I
thing.
think if they succeed at it,
Yeah.
they're fine.
yeah, fine. Ha-Kapella sees the thunder and lightning in the distance, and she is inspired. She's gonna make her way here, just to step in. 1, 2. So I want to make a 9. Oh. Oh, actually.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that'll work.
What?
That'll work. Where you going? Yeah.
Yeah, just a hole around me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do thunder wave then.
Yes!
Around me. Grab those 3.
Okay.
Hello.
Don't mind me.
He gotcha.
Okay, here comes Rouge's dex save. They have a dex save or a con save?
It is a Wow, I can't say. Failed save. Con save.
It doesn't matter. Boom!
Bye,
Rouge
Rouge.
is blown away, literally.
Enjoy your holiday,
As is Plume.
Bye,
10
Plume.
feet away.
Tick, tick, Plume.
3 plus 5 equals 8.
Nice.
All three of them fail their saves. And so Plume and Rouge are just gone. They're gone completely.
Nice.
And the soldier in front, who we're going to call Donny Boy.
Donny boy.
Donny Boy.
Donny.
Donny.
Maybe too close.
Too soon.
not Donny Boy.
Donny.
His name.
Danny.
Danny. All right. Danny takes full 8 points of damage.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, sorry, I just sneezed.
Lona.
Lona wants to go magic missile, but split it into 2 and hit these 2 right there.
Okay. Into
Please.
Danny and into the one who hasn't been hurt yet.
Yes.
Okay. Go for it.
Yes.
Is it D4s?
Yep, D4s.
3.
3D4.
Let's go 2, 1, and 1. That's 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. So which one of those is going to?
I'm gonna hit this guy first with the first one.
Okay. Are you using sorcery point? Are
Yes,
you
yes,
to
to split
double
it,
it? To
yes.
double it. I got it. Okay. So that was okay. So Danny is gone.
Yes, Danny.
Bye, Danny.
And then 5 plus 4, 9, 10, 11, 12.
And the one on the barricade is gone as well.
Yes.
And then also, am I allowed to grab my little poly juice? No, my juice.
Saving blood stuff.
Yes, my
Put the
saving
blood back in potion.
I really just want to have a drink because I'm pretty
Yeah.
low.
Great. Yep. Fine.
Yep.
How much?
D8 plus 2 hit points as life healing energy surges into
The
you.
blood goes back in.
4 plus 2, 6. Okay, that would help me. Okay.
Sully.
Yes.
Okay.
How about you? Spit of murder! 18!
Yep.
8 points of damage. Bam!
Okay. Still up.
We'll see about that. 21!
Yep.
Plus 9 points of damage.
Nice.
And their heavily armored leader is gone
Bam.
as
And
well.
as he runs them through, he kind of like keeps galloping forward, and then like he kind of looks back over his shoulder and is like, "Come on, guys, we need to be there yesterday." And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
He's riding on it.
Nimrod,
Yes.
you're on horseback still.
That guy's still. No, I've jumped off the
You
horse.
jumped off the horse. Okay.
Is this guy still alive?
Yep.
Okay, so as she hears Sully and she approaches, just like quite calmly, she starts running and then she turns and looks at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She turns and looks at this guy. She sends her spiritual weapon over to him. 5 repeats the attack. 2.
You got to roll to attack.
But I've got my spiritual weapon up.
Yeah.
That was damage. You need to roll to see if you hit first.
What?
You need to see if it hits. Roll a
But it's
d20.
already up.
Yeah. It doesn't automatically damage them. You still have to see if you beat their armor class.
Every time your spiritual weapon strikes, you roll d20.
Really? I thought it just stays up.
It's up.
It's up.
But you get to like keep attacking with it, and each time you attack with it, you roll a d20.
Oh. Lame. 17.
We can keep.
One.
We can keep the damage that you did before.
Okay, well, I forgot it anyway.
You rolled.
5.
Okay. All right. Well, it's all by itself, and it is freaking out.
Oh, my friends are gone.
So he drops his weapons and his armor and puts his hands up in submission.
Yeah, get out of here.
Okay, what you doing, guys? Sully's on his horse. None of the rest of you guys are.
Ha-Kapella whistles for her horse to come back.
I jump on Lona's back.
Lona just wants to pick up this chest and just throw it over at this guy. Can you do that?
Yeah, knock him out.
and I'm like,
Okay, yeah, done.
yeah.
And he's unconscious. Just
because.
And then Nimrod jumps on your back.
Yeah. Let's go.
No, douche.
Nice.
Lona,
As you're running up the hill, and you start shrinking.
Oh, come on. And then Lona's like, I think you need to get off
And I
now.
forgot I was stronger than Lona, so I start carrying Lona.
Yeah.
Nah. We find the sources.
Yeah. Sully wheels back and he's like, "Get on." Yeah.
Thanks,
Okay, I'll jump on Haz.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way up the rest of the hill.
So you remind me of that gingerbread man in Shrek too. Sorry,
Gingerbread man.
And now you know that means that that Tides of Chaos is now refreshed.
Yeah.
Which means that you can call on it again if you want.
I will.
As we're traveling, Ha-Kapella notices that Lona is, quite small and tired now. So she just quickly heal, Lona. Pick yourself up. Like, got 4 + 3.
Oh, 7. Thank you.
Hey,
Nice.
There you go.
it'll be. It's probably going to be like a minute of riding only before you get up to the bridge that spans the gap leading to the palace. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you're planning on doing anything like before then, no, then I will explain what you see.
Okay.
You reach the bridge. Okay. Reaching the bridge in whatever order you want to. You can see that the bridge.
Like this? Oh,
we're together.
Yeah, we're like this.
You can be clear there.
That
Make
makes
this the
this.
bridge.
That's the. You can see, as you reach the bridge, wind from the sea. The clouds have reached you, and wailing. A storm just crashes on the city. Rain pelting down, and out to sea lightning. And then a blast of lightning comes down really close to you.
Oh! That felt personal.
He's calling on Nefasi.
Nefasi.
The goddess of storm and seas.
That was in the report from the guards who found the first child of Tila, right?
That's right.
This was going down in the Nefasi temples.
Yes.
They're working together.
Okay, that's good to know.
Tnemrot kind of like has a moment in her own head where she thinks like that she just plays that Tila and Nefasi are working together and she just feels a little bit skeptical, but just surface level skeptical.
And Sully's just kind of reflected that like Medora and two of the other goddesses, I think it was Libby.
Libby and what's the goddess of death's name?
Oh, was that all of them?
Yeah.
So Libby, Love, and Goddess of Death is Kifor.
Yeah.
Kifo.
That they kind of helped them, and so he's like, okay, right. Are they all getting in on this? Are all the gods?
It's god play.
Yeah.
We're the pawns.
And so yeah, he's riding hard as he's like, oh gosh, this could be bigger than we realise.
Okay.
The bridge itself, though, is lifeless. What I mean by that is that the people on the bridge are all lifeless. There's soldiers of Aratai have been butchered. The span of the bridge is about 200 feet. It's a big bridge. And though it's wide, over the huge gulf down below, it seems small and thin, especially with the wind just pummeling you from the east. As the lightning comes, it gives these flashes of illumination on the forms of the dead guards of Aratai littered along the bridge. The other side of the bridge, there's the like 2 small towers, and usually there's a portcullis, those bar things that they have in castles. But the portcullis is either up or has been destroyed or something because it's not down, and you can see that there are torches lighting up a field beyond. It is now early morning. So there's enough light to see, but the driving rain reduces your visibility. And the torches that are on that field of battle in front of the castle are starting to sputter out. But perception rolls.
14.
5.
7.
18.
Well, I'm going to talk to you, Ha-Kapella. There's just too much rain for the rest of you to be able to see enough.
She would have
Ha-Kapella,
appeared.
because of the ring that you wear, right? Gives you supernatural, perception. And there doesn't seem to be any movement, but straight through the gap in the two towers, where the portcullis would usually be, it lines up perfectly with the big wooden double doors that lead into the palace. And standing in front of those double doors, on just the very edge of your vision, is a creature of death and darkness. Where's he gone? Where is he gone?
Kasamir, he's lying down.
Kasamir is lying down on the job. Thank you.
And that's the end of the
And flanked by
He's in my nightmares.
the queen, who's standing on his right shoulder. And then someone else. You can't pick out their, I'll just put a random person on his left. And they're just standing there.
Through the wind and the rain and the storm, and as they're riding and the horses are making loud noises with their clip-clops, Ha-Kapella shouts, "They're up ahead! Brace yourselves!"
And I think we will finish the part there.
Oh,
You want to say one thing more, and then we'll go into the break.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. You've said you're a bit Raylene.
Yep.
Were you going to do anything else, buddy?
No, I was like, I was just wondering, who do you see?
The big boy himself.
We need to pin him down. Lona knows what to do.
Lona?
I do.
Pin down Kasamir. Lona will take it from here.
Pin down Kasamir. What are you guys on about?
We need to etch the symbol into him. Lona knows.
How do we know that that's gonna work, Tnemrot?
Lona told us. Keep going.
What? No,
You told
no,
us?
No, I didn't. She told me.
Hang on, remember we're on a horse, so
Yeah.
And
we're in
we
the
can
same
connect.
thing.
Yeah.
And so our scene will go into the break as you're halfway across this bridge with the storm pummeling you, heading towards Kasamir, flanked by his brothers. Okay, so I'm gonna set up for the next scene.
No.
I'm hungry.
So hey, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just say
Hello.
we're just gonna turn to our chat for a little while.
Chat.
Hey,
And say-
kitty chatters.
Sup.
Hey, Distortion Devil, thanks for the raid.
Okay, hello.
Thank you.
88 Adventures, thanks so much for the raid.
There you go.
So great to have you guys with us. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little break. Two people have
Yay.
put we've got a channel points challenge, a happy birthday that we have to sing happy birthday.
Oh, okay.
And we'll do it at the end of it, and for each person that does it, we have to sing a part of it in a different language.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
I know
so
at
two
least
people
two.
have redeemed that so far. 3 now have redeemed it. I think.
Oh
I'm
god,
gonna-
we're gonna run out of languages. No, wait, we got Truby. It's fine.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we got true.
Hey, we
I
got
got none.
we got a challenge. A giveaway.
Oh, we're gonna roll it now.
Way.
So we're going to be giving away. Not we. Alex from Bespoke Boutique
Thank you, Alex.
There she goes.
Let's go.
is doing a giveaway
Yeah, give away.
of a character book. Can we show the character book
Yes.
for anyone?
One of those.
Character book and a dice scroll. Can we
Dice
show
scroll.
a dice scroll?
Mine's full.
Right here.
Beautiful.
If the winner happens to be in New Zealand, we're not going to choose the winner based upon New Zealand, but if they happen to be in New Zealand, we can also send a mug. She can also send a mug. But,
With your mug on it.
So here's the challenge. The challenge is to, what was the challenge, guys?
So we roll the dice, and they have to come up with a complete summary of the plot of Dice Legends so far with that many words that the dice rolled. So if the dice rolls 18, you've got 18 words to come up with a summary.
That's
If
right.
it rolls 1, Good luck.
I can't wait to see what the number
I reckon
is.
you roll on the fancy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So we're rolling this?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
I don't know if it's going to be visible in that. But
So yeah, what's the season been like so far? How would you? What's the tagline?
Yeah. What's the vibe?
What's the vibe? What's
Bean.
it been? What's on your mind?
You can go either storyline or like the vibe, you
The
know?
vibe,
Yeah,
the
what are you
mood.
feeling?
A significant moment. 5.
Nice.
5 words.
5 words to sum up your
The
Dice Legends.
entire series of Dice.
30 episodes.
5 words.
Wow.
One word for
However
each
way
6
you
episodes.
decide.
How many can people enter? How many times can people enter?
Probably a few, I guess.
Yeah,
Take a few shots.
Go crazy.
Wow.
Couple of
Yeah.
shots?
5.
Yeah, if you shot it, go there.
5 shots.
5 shots.
Maximum 5 shots.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. If
you go.
anyone comes up with more than 5, tough luck.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been impressed.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Bye.
Catch it.
The Magi were wiped out by 6 terrible spirit gods, but one survived, kept alive by the vengeance-filled last breath of their people. The Magi has one goal: to destroy them all. This is The Last Magi, a comic written and illustrated by Sean Lewis. It updates every week, and you can read it for free at www.thelastmagi.com. You can also buy downloadable PDFs of each chapter as they release at drears.itch.io.
One of the ways that people can support our show is through our Patreon page. Patreon is amazing. It allows you to give directly to the show. In exchange, we give you exclusive additional content. Before we go into the details of that, we'll tell you a little bit about our show in case you're new to it. Dice Legends is a Dungeons & Dragons live stream. We are a group of television and theater professionals. We film on a studio here in New Zealand. It's our aim to create the most exciting, engaging, fast-paced, hilarious fantasy story that we possibly can. And our Patreons really help us to do that. Thanks to our Patreons, we're able to get more minis, more terrain, more visuals like character art, emotes, graphics, more music, and also our Patreons help to pay the cast and crew, and all of us on the show really appreciate that. We're really proud of what we've achieved already in the handful of months that we've been streaming, but there's a lot more that we would love to be able to do. For example, we'd really like to be able to hire editors to create more short content, like highlights, tips and tricks, even better behind the scenes. Well, also, we'd like to eventually be able to have a merchandising range, like t-shirts and tea towels and plushies and maps on t-shirts, all that kind of great stuff. When you go to our Patreon page, you'll see that there are 3 tiers, 3 ways of supporting us. The first is called Official Patreon, and that's simply an inexpensive way of supporting us. The second tier, called Lore Legends, is for people that want to dig deep into the world. You get access to our ever-growing World Anvil lore document. You also get access to additional content, behind-the-scenes content, and you get access to the official character sheets that the characters play, and you get your name in the credits. Our third tier is called World Builders. World Builders get all the perks of the previous tiers, and it's really for people that want to help create the world. So World Builders are able to help name NPCs and create monsters and create locations and populate the map, and also to participate in polls throughout the month. Quick polls such as, what kind of character should our next guest play in the show? Or what kind of magical item should I give to the characters? Look, whatever way you want to support our show, we really appreciate it. And we look forward to creating more exciting, exclusive content for you. Hey guys. I'm actually still setting up the map, but we realized that we failed. When we say we, I failed to ask Ronnie to do the 3 foresight rolls. Yeah. So if you guys can handle that while I just finish setting up this scene. That would be
Okay. All right, buddy.
Foresight rolls.
So you're gonna roll 3 d20s, right?
Yep.
And you're gonna write them down.
And I'm gonna get 20s.
Hey, but also it's not bad. This is a case where if you roll a 1, that ain't bad. 'Cause you give that to the enemy.
Okay, here we go.
Yep. Okay.
Can I please borrow? I'm gonna borrow your
here, look,
D20.
let's make it a cinematic experience. Why don't you roll them there?
Okay, here we go.
And these should
Roll
be
around
there.
that phone area.
Yep, show them in the middle.
13, 11, 2. 20? No, 2. Okay. 13, 11, 2.
Okay, that's good. Those are interesting rolls.
Oh, that would have been way better. No.
Too bad,
So
bad.
you know what that means. Do you know how it works?
Yes, now I do.
So do you want to explain it for our audience, please?
Basically, if we can use it to our advantage. If, say, for example, the enemy it goes on an attack and rolls a big number, I can swap it over for a smaller number. Same as if I went to attack and I want to create more damage.
Nice,
I
Ron.
can swap it over for a bigger 13, which is yeah. But then I can add my attack to that, right?
Totally.
It becomes a dirty 20. Okay. But with the sword, it's a 21.
Yeah, with our attack bonuses, plus 7,
Yes.
like 11 plus a 7 probably becomes a hit in most cases.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, dude.
I asked Ronnie to really beef up the coffee, and I just smelt it, and it smells like it's going to knock me out. I could taste it, and I was like, oh, that's so strong. Very excited.
It's gonna kill me.
Yeah, holy moly.
Hey, we had in the chat. We might as well do this while I'm finishing doing this setup. Sorry, guys. Sorry that I'm a little bit. This is taking me a little bit longer than I thought it was going to.
That's okay.
It's okay.
We had lots of people redeem happy birthday for Tnemrot, which means that we need to sing.
Tnemrot.
What's your name, Monique? What's your real name?
We should have character birthdays, though.
Oh, yeah.
We
all have the same birthdays then.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What if we found out as characters that all our birthdays on the same day?
We were born on the same day.
That would almost make sense.
It would be like, here's the cute thing. Ha-Kapella and I actually have the same birthday, can you believe it? Which is, November the 16th.
November.
When?
November.
Yeah, November the 16th.
Well, actually, I don't know if Tnemrot knows when she was born.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's kind of,
So we have to sing happy birthday? Is
Medora
that the
So
thing?
we need to sing happy birthday.
How many times?
We don't have to sing it 5 times. We have to use 5 We have to sing 5.
Languages?
It has been redeemed. Tahiro toru fa rima.
Oh, you guys.
4. Fa. Tahiro toru fa. 4 times.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yep.
we'll go.
I know
Tereo
two.
Samoan.
Toreo Samon.
Oh, I know
Filipino?
Tagalog, but I also
Tagalog?
I'm French.
I can do Japanese.
You know
Japanese?
What language do you speak in Filipino?
Tagalog.
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 Toreo Maori.
Alright.
Samoan. Tagalog.
Tagalog.
Tagalog. En français.
Oh, Japanese, yeah.
Japanese.
Nihongo.
Nihongo ga.
Nihongo day.
Okay.
Good eye.
At the same time?
Oh, at the same time.
No. We'll start off in Toreo, and
Yep.
at some point, we'll switch to Samoan.
Okay.
Okay.
What key do you want to be in? Aba. Tahiro toru.
Rafa Nagyakwe. Rafa Nagyakwe. Rafa Nagyakwe. Everybody, money.
Wow.
Manu yellow asofano. Hey, Manu yellow asofano. Hey, Manu yellow asofano. Money. Fa Manu yellow tua.
Yeah.
Say to me.
Maligayang bati.
Hey.
Maligayang bati. Maligayang bati. Maligayang bati. Yay!
Jabe o metero. Onto jabe o metero. Onto jabe o metero.
People tuning in for the first time? Oh no.
Happy birthday.
I don't think I'll watch that.
And thanks for the extra subs, guys. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
That's a gift from Monique.
I think I am almost ready.
Coffee.
So there's just
I'm getting older and wiser.
last thing I want to do
Or maybe
is
more stupid.
Maybe older.
Maybe just older.
How's everyone doing in chat, man?
Maybe older. No, definitely. You can't argue that.
What are the entries so far?
so yeah, we don't know who the winners are, but we're sure that our
So 2 more languages need to be added. Oh, they've redeemed it 6 times.
we can
next
do.
time.
We'll save those for
French?
the end.
I can do French. Joyeux anniversaire. Joyeux anniversaire. Joyeux anniversaire. Joyeux anniversaire.
Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag, Money. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück.
It was
German?
Nice.
Yo.
You guys, that's smart.
International. United
Ja,
Nations up in here.
Okay, I think.
We're so international.
Aber und Universität
Mr. International.
studiert? Ja.
Studiert.
Studiert? Habe studiert?
I don't know.
About douche with that.
The
Iklimdi.
yeah, liberty.
Do you know what? Here you go.
German grammar's fun.
All right, team, can you put yourselves in there? Who are we missing? We're missing someone.
Is Ha there?
To a song
Is Lona? Oh, Sully. There he is.
He's dead.
You
You put him in the dead body.
As a dead
Sully
body.
actually went ahead of you and died.
Do you know, it's tongue and language week next week, and I was trying really hard to look up phrases on like social media, like phrase of the day, but all of them are just like caps, like, so all of them are like, it's tongue and language week, and you should say this phrase, and everyone in the comment is like, ha 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 ha. So obviously just means something terrible, like, or like, oh, wash your bubble, like, you know what I mean? But they're like, this means you're beautiful. It's just all like,
Whatever.
I love those.
It's the running joke in Samoa. It's like the first language that you teach missionaries who come over and visit your country is the swear words. And so all the little kids will be like, you said it. And then, but then they became really good. They actually learned proper Samoan, and some missionaries actually speak really fluent Samoan.
In the museum that I used to work at, it's filled with all these different artifacts of different tools and taonga, but they look ridiculous because they're not genuine artifacts. When the missionaries started coming over, the people of the islands would just make just what they thought the missionaries would like, and so they've got these tools that don't represent what they actually look like. They just they just have like ridiculous handles that you can't actually like use. And
oh my god,
Funny.
A bunch of jokers.
Absolutely pranked.
got him.
And now it's in a museum.
Yeah, if you went to the British Museum. 15th century.
right, let's do this.
Hey, are we ready,
Polynesian
guys?
Club.
Okay.
Okay.
think-
It was thunder
How's
and
our
lightning.
frame looking? Nice, cool. All right. We're just gonna. So
Wow.
Ooh.
before we actually come into it properly, I just want to see what everyone's doing. Hey, Raiden, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Braden?
Good to see y'all. Suddenly, behind the players. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, are we ready, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, see?
All right. I'm sure our moderators will announce who the winner is, and we'll post it up. And at the end of the episode, we'll get it, and we'll figure all that stuff out because we've been completely oblivious of what's been going on. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Tahi. Rua,
Toru.
Toru.
Oh, a little bit more.
Wait. Okay.
Let go.
And then here. It's just I can't see our faces.
Oh yeah, I see.
Otherwise, it's going to straight down.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Always great to have you with us. If you're new to Dice Legends, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
In September.
It's oh yeah, let's talk about September. Oh. Sorry, we'll do that before we get into it. September is a thing that Twitch does. They encourage people to give subs by giving a discount.
Yeah.
We love it when people give us subs because it helps our channel to progress. And so during September, subs are at a discounted rate. So 20% off for 1 month, 25% off for 3 months, and 30% off for 6 months. So, please do consider giving us a sub. We would really appreciate it. We really love all the support from our subscribers. Shall we do it?
Yeah.
And do it.
Let's beast out of the way.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're on the bridge, approaching. In the order that you are in. Nothing happens before you reach the guardhouse. Yeah, there's a gate to go underneath, and in front of you there are bodies of guards of Aratai. On some raised stairs, clearly waiting for something, for you perhaps, is Kasamir the Betrayer, whose physical form looks more and more like Mortine. When you first came across Kasamir the Betrayer in this kind of undead form, if you remember a lot of his skull was exposed, his ribs, but he seemed to have regenerated a bit from them. He is flanked, now you can see more clearly, the Queen and the Queen's consort, Prince Mendes. Flank him on either side. And in the middle of the of the grounds. Oh, I put it aside, but then I got all distracted. No. Oh. In the middle of the grounds, lying still, is Azamat. What are you doing, Kais?
Do we stop the horses
Yes, we stop.
before we go in? I think we kind of we can kind of see what's, as we come in, we approach, we see the scene unfolding before us, and Tnemrot tries to get Ha-Kapella to pull on the reins just so they can not go in guns blazing.
Yeah. I think we have to be careful. And yeah, so Ha-Kapella does stop her horse and tries to assess the situation a bit more, like look for everything else.
Azamat is completely still. These 4 are braziers which still have flame flickering in them, despite the rain, just sideways rain pummeling on you. And as you dismount the horse, there's a crack of lightning right above, and forks of yellow come down and strike this tree here. Otherwise, the scene is as you see it. There is a cart with a whole bunch of stuff that's been strewn around near it. There are bodies lying on the ground, and otherwise it's exactly as I have shown you.
Tnemrot knows that the only way that she's going to get out of this alive is if her colleagues protect her. So she just casts Bless over all 3 of them. So that any attack roll, saving a wisdom save, you can add a d4. So get your d4s at the ready, just in case.
Nice. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put mine here just so hopefully
Yeah,
it
nice.
reminds me of it.
Chuck
It
it
just
in.
falls there.
Yeah, nice.
No roll.
Perfect.
Okay.
Anyone else doing anything?
Ha-Kapella, as soon as something happens, Ha-Kapella's gonna cast Counter Charm. But for now, she looks at the team and, you know, I think in her head she knows that this is a huge thing, and she's suspecting that Kasamir is probably wanting a show of some sort. So she's confident enough that he's not going to kill her straight away, as kill everyone straight away as they walk in. So she just nudges to everyone and just says, "This is it, team. Let's show him. Let's show him that Aratai is ours and the people's." I've got no more bardic inspiration left, but Ha-Kapella is still trying to inspire her team.
Lona?
I feel it.
Lona is not aware that that's Azamat just yet. He's just, readying himself for battle. But
Okay. Sully?
Kasamir is why Donnie died, you know? Like, Donnie saw fit to give his life to buy them a victory against Mortine and Kasamir. So, he's also done so much to all of them to, end the city. So, it's sort of victory at all costs, but he won't let his teammates go down because that's too great a cost.
Tnemrot, as she was casting Bless, she also realised that she also needed help herself. So she casted it as a 2nd level spell, so she could also bless herself, by the way. So
Nice, buddy. That's so good.
But as she kind of slowly approaches, she just feels unnervingly cold and just very unlike herself. And she only has eyes for Kasamir. That's all.
There's something else on Sully's mind as well.
All right, and so we have a bit of a standoff. The four of you on horses on the other side of the watch of the guard house.
Yep.
Kasamir
Oh.
steps down,
Yeah.
and Prince Mendez and the Queen follow.
Can we perceive whether the prince and the queen are dead or like
Make a perception roll. Go ahead. Go for it if you want to see if you can tell.
19, 20, 21, 22.
Okay. From where you're standing, you don't see any wounds on them.
Okay.
Is it big enough for our horses to
Yep.
sort of triple through?
Yep.
Okay. Sully rides on through.
Okay. Go ahead. Just
follow.
place yourself.
Yaz? Huck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But like not run, just like a
Just a
clop, slow clop.
A clop.
A clop.
Just at a clop. A small brap.
You want there?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be
Just
side
side
by
by
side.
Okay.
18 formation.
Declan. Remember how I said that thing? Wait. Declan, you ready?
You remember like last time when Bahid was like, play? What did he do?
Beast.
Yeah, oh no, it's like,
Sully beast.
play?
Declan?
Wait, real quick. Ha-Kapella puts her her hand on her God of War amulet and says, "Come hither, the lad," just to activate any of that juice.
And I just wanted to point one other thing out. You also have, you got amulets everywhere. You also have the amulet that in the one shot involving Bok Bok.
The hexagon.
Who has
I have
that?
that.
All right. And do you remember what it does?
It brought me to see my boyfriend. The first time I used it.
Yeah, we couldn't. We touched it and nothing happened.
That's what it did. It made me see my boyfriend whenever I wanted.
I'm sure, didn't Azamat tell you he had,
It was also something to do with Zaragar.
I'm sure that Azamat said what it could do.
You help us out.
Did I not? Maybe I didn't say.
I don't remember that.
Okay. All right, fine.
But
All right, fine. Thank you. He's
what if you did and we forgot it?
No, if I didn't, then that's okay. Okay.
Oh no.
All right. So, so then, so Tnemrot, you're the one that is wearing this amulet. It has this hexagonal amulet. It does have a kind of a warmth to it as you're moving forward.
Okay.
Yes. And you're pretty sure that you would be able to call on its power if you needed to.
Okie dokie.
Declan, 3, 2, 1. Kasamir, the betrayer, lifts up a finger
Oh no.
and goes, and a beam of fire, a thin beam of fire, rushes towards you and explodes, and a fireball. You're all perfectly in a circle, and a fireball bursts in the middle of you.
What?
What does it do?
Do you make a deck save?
Make your deck saves.
Right, you're running a deck D4.
Yes.
Yeah, adding it.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, definitely adding that D4.
17. 16.
17.
18.
Oh, come on! Wait, natural 1 plus 3, 4. Is it nothing to say. Yes, it. Nothing.
Oh, wait, hold on. You've got a dex score, right?
Deck save.
Dex save. Plus 2, 6.
What'd you roll?
Natural 1.
Natural.
But plus 4, so it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Because you have to add
Oh,
one
it's
more
just
to
like
it.
harder.
I mean, if you don't like that roll, you've got.
Actually, that roll there wasn't a 1 Vahid.
What was it?
It was actually a 13.
Oh!
Yeah.
You saw that coming.
Yeah.
You knew. You had a glimpse where you knew that was coming.
Yes.
So 13 plus the D4 plus your dex.
Yeah, so it gives me 13, 16, 17, 18.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Nice.
Lona had an 18.
Yeah.
18. 17
17.
is not good enough.
Oh!
But she's a tiefling.
She's a tiefling.
Half damage.
You all take half damage
Yay!
only because you're a tiefling.
Oh!
Which means you only take 15 hit points instead of 29.
Oh, God.
That's
All of us
ouchie.
take
All of you take 15. That was with the save.
15 divided by 4.
No.
Damn it.
And that is the beginning. So that is his turn. And we begin an encounter with Kasamir the Betrayer. And he says, "Come hither, little ones." Okay, Ha-Kapella. I mean, yeah, Ha-Kapella.
Yeah, Ha-Kapella. When that happens, Ha-Kapella's counter charm happens. So this round and the next round, it's advantage.
Yep.
There's wisdom throws.
What?
On saving throws. And then, good grief. Okay, she jumps off the horse. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We had been blasted off the horse.
Oh yeah. Well,
If you want to be blasted off the horse, go ahead.
Oh, just wondering.
But you don't have to be.
No. She gets off and she casts. No, she doesn't cast. She. Not gonna do it.
4.
She
3.
gets her crossbow and she's like, what? And then she just boom, boom, two crossbow hits. Kasamir knowing it's not gonna do anything, but 7 and 11. Just plus 5.
So your 11 makes it a 16.
Yeah.
Both of them do not hit.
Yeah.
That's useful information.
Okay.
Both of them don't hit.
Oh, you had bless on both of those.
Oh, bless. You're blessed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, blessed.
Yeah,
Continue. It's
blessed.
not a one shot.
1.
One of them hits.
Ah! Only one of them hits then.
The 16 that didn't hit with the plus
I
1.
was 17.
hits.
Okay, 17,
Thank
guys.
Nice.
Roll damage.
Rolling the damage. D8.
Straight into his eyeball.
7 plus 2. 8, 9.
Nice.
9.
It does no damage to him at all.
Oh, and then as a bonus action, after that, she thinks of her squishiest friend and she thinks, "Here, Lona!"
Yeah, we've still got a rejuvenation potion as well that Sully's got.
3 plus 3, 6.
Thank you. Oh, yo. 30.
Okay.
Lona hops off. He sees Azamat for the first time
Yes.
on the ground, and he can't believe it. So he wants to walk over, but before he crosses the threshold, he sees the fire between these things, and just something instinctively tells him, "I want to kick this thing down."
Yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go?
That's just a bonus action. You kick it down and oil and fire spreads along the ground.
Am I still able to walk?
Yeah.
And Lona walks over
Gotta catch on fire.
Okay.
to Azamat, and he leans down, and all of a sudden he sees that he's not alive anymore, and these pictures of Azamat come back to him, how he was raised, how he's always been there, the closest thing he's ever had to a dad, and he is pissed, and he's just enraged, and he just feels the tattoos on his arm just flame up inside him, and he just rips off his top for the first time, and he sees all of the tattoos continue right down to from his chest, around his waist, down to his, you won't see it, but it's down to his legs, and he is pissed off, and tears are now streaming down his face, and he looks straight at Kasamir, and he says, "Gao se umulo alelo!" Fireball.
Fireball.
I just want just like douche.
Fire with fire.
8d6. What is it? Fireball?
Fireball is
8d6.
8d6, yep.
Does that mean that the queen and the prince also take damage?
Lona, at this moment, Lona does not care. Like, Lona, literally, you've just taken. Okay.
Do you have 8 6-sided dice?
8 6-sided.
Here we go.
Six.
Here we go. You got 2 from me.
One from Mon.
I've got 3 if you want.
2, 3, 6.
One more.
One more.
One more.
Got it.
He's got it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, beautiful. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 20, 24, 30.
30!
30.
Nice.
Fire engulfs him. The queen is thrown. The prince is thrown. Kasamir. The flames hit, and your sight is obscured by the roaring flames, and then they disappear, and he's standing in exactly the same pose.
No, we got it, Tim, we got it.
He uses a legendary action to go and shoots a bolt of cold at you. 16. I got a bad roll. 16.
That actually hits, because.
Just remember, it doesn't have to hit.
No!
What?
That 16, Vahid, actually was a 2.
Okay. Yeah, you see it in the future, right?
I do. And then, yeah, as it's coming towards me, it's a little kitty cat now. It's 2.
So his bolt is this ray of frost zips past you, past Sully, out past Tnemrot. Right, cool.
You knew it was coming, buddy. I reckon as Kasamir, this great big ball of fire has just impacted him, which he's obviously resisted with no problem. But as soon as the fire's cleared, Sully's already through the air on his horse, coming down with his spear. He's right here.
Yeah.
And he's like, ah! And as he strikes down, he says, "This is for my brother." Cool. I'm gonna add that on too. So that is 26.
You hit!
Yes!
Okay, cool. And here comes the damage. Great, and I'm going to add a superiority die. I am going for a disarming strike, so that is 8 plus 6 is 14. And he has to make a strength save against DC 14, or otherwise I get to make him drop something.
He fails.
Okay, great. What is he armed with?
He's got a big staff.
Great. I make him drop the staff.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, and with my second attack, Sully just sweeps at the ground and smacks the staff. Nice. And kicks it. Yeah, he just polo serves it out this way.
Nice.
Do I attack for that, or?
Let's give you that advantage.
Okay, cool.
You're at advantage anyway because you're on a horse.
Because I'm on a horse.
Yay!
So that is 25.
No problem.
Bam!
And yep, good. It goes skidding around the ground and lands. You can place it within. We'll use this for now until I find something better. Just put that within 4 squares.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that the staff?
Yeah.
Tell you what, this can be used as staff mark.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah.
It's just standing up. It wouldn't normally be.
It's cinematic because I toss it and it goes.
He uses another legendary action while you're right on and goes and grabs you.
No.
22.
Hits.
Paralyzing touch.
Oh!
No, not again!
Paralyzing touch. You take cold damage.
Ooh.
Only 5.
Oh.
You have to make a very high Constitution save, or you're paralyzed for a minute.
Okay.
Oh, shivers.
Okay.
Not again.
You got this.
I think. I'm gonna do that. Oh, plus bliss.
Take bliss.
Plus blesseroo.
Bless a Rooney.
Yes! 24.
Yes! He's not freezing today!
He's not freezing today.
Not today.
It's like the coldest kind of starts to seep into him. His red blood cells start like marching fast into his body. His blood starts coursing and he resists the cold. He's like, not today! And also he uses second wind, so he gets some hit points back.
Yep.
Nice.
So that is 3 plus his fighter level, which is 7, so he gets 10 hit points back.
Okay. Tnemrot.
Okay, Tnemrot goes. She makes a move. 1, 2, 3. She goes past the thing. 4, 5, 6. She just wants to be like on an angle. So that she doesn't hit
you're on an
Sully.
angle.
And she goes past. She looks at Ha-Kapella and she goes, "We need your help. We need to hold him." And then she walks past him, she goes to him, Eldritch Blast. And she can sense the evilness kind of at her fingertips, and she's trying to channel the naughty. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
You hit!
Yeah. What is it again? An 8. Eldritch Blast. 10.
That's 10.
10. Do I have to roll again for the second beam?
Yes.
Okay, got you. Okay, so first beam. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus my 4. 12, 13.
Don't add the 4. You add it to your attack roll, not the damage roll.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And again.
Now you roll.
Oh,
your
now I
attack
roll. Thank you.
With your bless.
Oh, right. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to be good enough. That's an 11. So it's just a
But plus your spell, plus your attack modifier.
17.
You hit!
Yeah! Your bless got you there.
7, 8, 9.
Nice. Both Eldritch Blasts smash into him, and he's covered. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Are you?
Oh.
That was double damage as well.
Yes,
Everything's
yeah.
cool.
And I'm using my repelling blast to push him back 10 feet.
We'll go push him back 10 feet. Move.
See a snake.
1, 2. Okay. Drawing on Tila's, this kind of feeling surges up, and you make a wisdom saving throw.
11.
And you've added your wisdom saving throw onto that.
Yep.
In your next round, this kind of blindness covers you, and you must next turn attack whoever is closest to you.
Oh no!
Okay.
Lightning peels down from the sky.
Ooh, yike. Big yike.
So what we do is we're rolling a 12-sided die, and that will determine which of these areas the lightning falls in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay.
You dig it?
Digging it.
I dig
We're
it.
4, 5, 6.
8. 3, 6, 8. No one is in that quadrant.
Nice.
But the fire is.
Yeah, so the lightning, Lona, right at your back. Lightning comes down. Kasamir, the betrayer.
Oh.
Kasamir, the betrayer. He points to... Who's it gonna point to? The one that he truly thinks is a threat is Lona. He points to you,
Oh, come on.
and a thin beam comes shooting towards you. Do you have a foresight left?
Yes, I do. I have one more.
What's it worth? What was the number on it?
11.
You're not gonna say what you're thinking.
I don't want to give him that.
You probably a lot of added Wait, no, but didn't we decide that we could know the roll and then take it back? What was the roll?
Yeah, it was after, right?
I rolled a 12.
Oh,
That doesn't hit anyway.
yeah, but plus.
Plus his
Stuff.
thing. Plus his thing. I don't want to reveal what his thing is. Will be above your armor class.
Okay.
So that means.
I'll take the hit.
Oh.
Bruh, you're gonna die. You might.
I think.
Holding with the sword of Aratai at your back, right? Standing in front of your fallen mentor, this green blast strikes you.
That sounded disgusting.
Sounded like heaps. Please tell me you all got ones. Just ones. Or two ones.
34.
That's higher than your arm.
Lona receives this blast. And he just goes flying. In the tree.
Face palm.
Facepalm. The irony. And he's lifeless. He's out.
And then he strides up
Oh.
to Sully. That is his turn. Ha-Kapella.
Quick mechanics question. When I use the God of War amulet, like, it does the same thing, because he said one for me, one for my friends. It just does the same thing where it repels evil and bad
You
and
have
dark.
to call on him
Yeah.
and say whether you want to aid yourself or your friends.
So I called earlier for myself, but
No,
I don't know if
no,
they-
you didn't. No, that didn't count. That was just
Didn't count.
using it as normal.
oh, okay.
You have
This is
to-
something special.
Oh, okay. Cool. Because I'm going, I see that impact to my right, and no, it's not good for my squishy friend. So I hold on to the God of War amulet, and I call on to Turaneti, and I pray to Turaneti and say to protect my friends, and in front of this evil creature.
See, I want you to word it really carefully. Protect your friends. That's what you're saying?
Protect.
What do you want? What is the most thing you want? Because I'm going to take your words literally. Remember, this has
Damn it.
backfired on you before.
Cast a shield on my friends,
Okay. Excellent. Okay.
including Lona.
Okay.
In case it's not clear that Lona is on your side.
Yeah, in case like, it doesn't count dead bodies on
Okay.
my friends. On my
Yeah, that's
on my friends. Yep.
Okay, fine. And this divine blessing, this kind of shimmer, covers the four of you. Okay, excellent. Thank you very much,
That is-
Lona. Oh, sorry.
Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
a bonus or an action?
That has to be an action.
Okay. And I'll just do a quick movement.
Go.
3. Get away from me.
5.
Get away from
She
me.
doesn't know. She doesn't know.
I'm going for the staff.
Okay. You reach and you grab the staff.
Yeah.
You've got it. You've got the staff in your hand.
God.
Okay.
Do I feel anything?
Well, not yet. Lona, you need to make your first death save.
19.
Woo! Oh,
That's
sorry.
one save.
That was good. Nice.
Yeah, no problem. Is Sully
so
kind of, he sees Kasamir like just pointing his finger, and he remembers Prince Atil, and he's like, and he, for a second, he expects to look back and not see Lona at all. And he wrenches his head back, he sees that he's still there, and he whips his horse into action. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He throws himself down from his horse, and then he goes, and he just pours a golden potion into Lona's mouth.
Excellent. As you go away, Kasamir the Betrayer rakes his fingers across your fleeing back.
Oh no!
Too much armor.
28.
No, that's definitely a hit.
Make a save versus paralysis.
Okay. Okay.
You take only 6 points of damage. He's getting terrible damage rolls.
Oh, Constitution 27.
What?
Douche!
The bless maxed out. And I rolled an 18.
Nice.
And I've got a save of 5 on Constitution. Yeah, 27.
Excellent. Thank you. And you get it, and you pour it into Lona's mouth.
How much damage did you say I took? Sorry.
7.
7. Oh, yowchy. Okay. Yeah.
Lona, Lona. Huh? You're up to 20 hit points. Just like that.
Oh!
Nice, bro. Yum. Love that.
And Lona comes. Sully?
Yeah, and yeah, he's already got his hand. It's like, back you come.
Okay.
Come on.
Oh, nice. Lona just feels this fresh breath of air going. It's so minty. Oh.
Tnemrot, you need to make a constitution roll to see whether or not you can keep the concentration of the bless.
Oh,
because your mind has just been befogged.
Yes.
Your counter charm was active during the time
The shield?
that Kasamir. No.
So this should be it should be ending after Tnemrot's turn right now.
Does the counter charm work? I think you have advantage on this. Concentration check.
Okay.
To see whether or not the bless
Yes.
still stands up.
Oh, well, that's a pretty good roll anyway.
Great, 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to see. Yeah, you
Okay.
you can still have
This
the
is
bless.
still there?
Yeah,
So you said that I have to attack the person closest to me.
that's what I said.
Okay, so Tnemrot takes out her mace and she sees a dead body right beside her, and she yells so that she's kind of trying to get Ha-Kapella's attention, and she just like runs her mace like right down into this dead body, and she just like stares at Ha-Kapella with kind of like, it's like Tnemrot's eyes are like right there, and she looks at him and she goes, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what she does.
Okay. Brilliant. Now make a wisdom save to get out of it.
Okay, great. Can I use my inspiration?
Does she get advantage on that stuff?
You probably should have inspiration because of the counter charm. Go ahead.
Yeah, so advantage or inspiration?
Just roll again.
Oh, that was not, that's not.
Sorry, buddy. Okay, so
Can I just say that as Tnemrot puts her mace down and she's looking at Ha-Kapella, she uses one of her hands as like her bonus action, even though she's drunk with power, to reach down for the amulet, the hexagon amulet. She just wants to touch it just to sense if it can help her in any way.
Okay, you doing that as a bonus action?
Yes.
All right. You have a moment of clarity the moment you do that. That rage, the blind rage, is gone, and you know you have this just. You know how, like in the Harry Potter movie, when Harry drinks the luck potion,
Yeah. Oh yes.
he just knows how that everything should be right. Okay. You know that you are protected against Kasamir for the next handful of seconds.
Okay. Great. Love it. Thank you, Vahi.
That's your turn.
Thanks so much.
Kasamir the Betrayer's turn. Kasamir the Betrayer casts Cloud Kill.
What the heck?
He casts it over here in this sickly green, yellow cloud of vapor, then washes over all of you. And is blown out to sea. But for one round, you all need to make a Constitution save.
Plus your bliss, plus your bliss.
Yeah, so bless up.
Bless up.
I love
my twin-sided dice is right next to you on the floor.
21.
Thank you.
Right, go.
This bless is coming in clutch.
Natural.
Natural 20.
Yeah!
Plus one.
Little one.
Natural 1
Yes.
plus 1
Oh. So 1.
I got 13.
plus 1 plus 2.
So it's like,
13's
so it's 2. So it's not natural 1 because the bliss was added.
Good try, guys.
Oh!
Hey.
I feel like I want to
on, man.
take my
You've got
skin
one
off.
more.
Oh, yes!
I feel like I want to take my skin.
What did I say? I said,
You've got one more luck
yes.
thing, right?
Yes.
Foresight.
But it's an 11. I rolled a 10.
You've got Tides of Chaos, you've got Inspiration.
You got Tides of Chaos, you got Inspiration.
Okay, yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay, roll it again then,
Roll it
buddy.
again. Can I use the bliss with it? Or
Yeah. Your bliss applies to both these rolls.
Okay. Same thing! 13! What the I can only use the inspiration once, eh?
That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly the same roll. How the
Waft
heck?
of poison goes over the top of you.
Oh, now it's an...
Lona,
Yeah.
Ha-Kapella, you both failed. You both take 16 points. That means the others take 8.
Hot.
Now,
Doggity dog.
when you said that I was protected from Kasamir,
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
tell me what that means.
That means you take no damage at all.
And Turanetti's
That's
thing.
right.
What does that do?
You've got extra armor class. Massively
take 8
extra
points of
armor
damage.
class.
So what's our armor class then?
I'm not going to tell you what your
sorry,
armor
I'm good.
class is. I'll tell you. You got a +5 armor class.
For everyone?
Everyone's got a +5 armor class.
Okay.
Why?
+5.
For Turaneti.
Netties.
Thank goodness. So wait, armor class.
Lift up.
So it means we
Does
level
that
up.
mean my 16 goes to
21.
And my 15 goes to
20.
Wow!
Okay.
So yeah, if there's any time to get close to this beast, it's now.
Okay.
That was its turn. Ha-Kapella, you've got a raging Tnemrot right behind you, who's going ballistic. You've got a Kasamir in front of you throwing magic. What you doing?
Ha-Kapella's got her, picks up the staff. And she just holds it. And she is 60 feet. 60 feet is
Easy.
includes
Yeah,
that.
no problem.
Ha-Kapella is gonna take a stab in the dark and say cheese and hold person.
Okay, thank you.
He's a
Great.
humanoid.
Yes. Who is completely immune to charms.
What a waste. As Ha-Kapella says that and knows that it doesn't work, she goes, I'm useless. I'm useless, and she.
You got a staff. Got a staff.
I've got the
You've got
staff.
a battle axe. You've got all your battle axe is magical. You got all sorts of stuff you can do.
But that's my action, right?
You can move.
Double action?
No, that's only for my thingy
what's
attack.
that?
Do what you want to do.
But
Yeah.
I take the staff and I run away with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
With the staff.
Okay. Excellent.
And yeah.
Okay.
And you're like, wait. Oh yeah, no.
Lona.
Lona wants to grab Azamat's staff.
Okay.
And now with it,
Oh.
he grabs Azamat's staff and wants to go directly towards Kasamir, but then he draws the sword of Aratai with it, and with it, he wants to cast something, but he doesn't know why. But he was wondering, is there any power that can come out of?
What do you want to cast, buddy?
I want to cast
Azamat card.
like. He can't. Oh no, the fireball can't work because he absorbs that. So
He got hurt. He got hurt by the fireball.
okay, well he wants to fire another fireball then.
Okay.
No.
So boosh, bathe him in flame again.
Yes.
Roll those dice.
Do you want some dice?
Yes,
Got
please.
some?
Yes. 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh, sorry.
7, and one more. Please.
Hiya.
8. Okay. Lord Almighty. Wow. 10.
That looks pretty good.
Okay, 3 6s. Okay, 6, 12, 18, 20, 32.
32!
32.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Love your work.
Hey, as you pull the sword out, the ruby in the pommel is glowing. As you throw this fireball, boosh! And the sword has never felt more alive than it does in your hands now.
Wow.
You're covered in magical armor. You've got the sword of Aratai, and you're bearing down on Kasamir the Betrayer. Azamat staff in the other hand. Okay, Sully.
Okay, great. All right, back to it. He sees Lona bearing down upon Kasamir, and he's like, "Not by yourself, you're not." 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He kind of like does a horsey skid,
Horsey skid.
and then comes right back down, and from behind he attacks down on Kasamir. So that is it's a lot. 29.
29 is definitely gonna hit.
Yeah, good. As he attacks, he uses a pushing attack.
Nice.
So he uses a superiority die, and that is 15 points of damage. A 14 DC save.
He makes a save.
Yeah, he tries to like shove like Kasamir forward, but he obviously absorbs that impact somehow. And then he attacks again with a. Oh, chuck that on too. Oh, the 4. That is 24. And,
Yep.
And here comes some. Oops!
Here comes the boom.
Oh, no, here comes the boom. 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay. He uses one of his legendary actions. And he will hit you with a ray of frost. Sully, you're far more dangerous than he had given you attention. And so he hits you with a ray of frost. 14.
That's right.
14 to hit my AC
Yeah.
of 26.
Okay, Nimrod.
Okay, so am I still under my like blind rage?
You sure are.
Okay, so
Closest person.
am I able to make Edel a spell while am I?
What do you want to do? Tell me what you
Well,
want to do.
I would like to try and cast protection from evil and good on myself.
Yes, okay, I'll allow that.
Can I allow that? Okay, great. So as I,
That's a concentration, just so you know.
it is. So I have to.
You'll lose the bless.
I won't kill my friends. So. Okay, I'm going to lose the bless
Okay.
and cast protection from good and evil over myself.
Okay. And that blind rage is gone somewhere in there. The sane part of Tnemrot was able to pull that out, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And this also protects me from like aberrations, celestials, elements, fays, patrons, and undead.
I know. So
Sorry, yeah, of course you'll judge faster.
so that means that if Kasamir were to want to come up to approach you to do a melee attack, he'd have to make a wisdom saving throw to have the courage to be able to do it.
But also Tila.
Well,
Does it somewhat repel?
right. That's an interesting thought, isn't it? That's a very interesting
technically
thought.
he's like, yeah.
And as your turn comes to a close,
Yes.
with your clarity back, this golden-skinned, beautiful man next to you says, you're running out of time. They must inscribe it into him. Okay.
I'm gonna use my my movement to move towards the action.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be.
All right. He uses his disrupt life legendary action.
Oh.
Tnemrot and Sully, you are in the radius as this kind of billow of darkness, which you've seen before in the palace, like a billow of black clouds came out of him. It comes and it engulfs both of you. Make another Constitution saving throw.
Damn, we don't get to get that less on. Oh,
Hey, it's not bad. It's not bad.
17.
23.
Okay, you guys both take only half damage, which means you only take 9 points each.
Oh.
And then with his normal action,
Do I get any protection from Kasamir still because of the?
oh yes
Is it an
you do, you take no damage.
Okay.
And the amulet now, because that's been 2 turns,
Yeah.
cracks in half.
Okay.
Not broken in half. Half of it, a crack forms that goes up to halfway point.
Okay.
But there's still some juice in
Little
it.
juiciness.
And with his normal action, he then casts. He turns to you, Tnemrot, and says, why are you on the wrong side of history? Fire and magic missiles come
Disadvantage.
flaming at you. And I need some 4-sided dice, please. Can people hand me 4-sided?
Oh, you don't
Fight
have to. Missiles never miss, do they?
Can I? People hand me
Magic
some.
missiles.
4. Oh, here we
Fine,
go.
you can take one of mine. But I'm not happy about it.
He's going to cast it as a 4th level spell.
Ooh.
So I need 2 more 4-sided dice.
Skadoosh.
He's like, oh, dice against us.
Thirteen hit points.
Am I still protected?
No, it's a new round.
Okay, great. So Nimrod just like stares into Kasamir's eyes, and as she's saying this, and then she feels the missiles go straight into her gut, and she drops to the ground. Nimrod's out.
Ha-Kapella, who has just run away from the action. I think she's panicking. She's panicking so much. She's realizing the heaviness of the situation and how dire it is. And this whole time, she realizes that she's been sacrificing herself and she's been helping her friends, but she knows somehow that they're gonna get out alive. They've got each other. But this one, for the first time, she is uninspired. She has no bardic inspiration to give. So if she's tapped out, she can't even help herself. But as she's holding Kasamir's staff and like running away, she turns around and sees Tnemrot drop to the ground, and the Ha-Kapella just throws the staff over, like, even further away. For some reason, she thinks it's gonna do something. And she slaps herself multiple times, turns around, and she's like, fine, today is the day I die. And she runs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as she's running, she's doing like a dwarf, like, battle cry. She's learned from her mother, and she gets out her crossbow, knowing it still does not much. She fires twice on the crossbow. 1, 2, 1. That's a natural 1. 15 plus 5. Natural, not natural, but dirty 20.
Yes.
Okay, and then the D8 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is 7.
Excellent. Takes no damage at all.
Yeah, but she's still screaming like a maniac. And as a bonus action, she says, "Heal, Tnemrot! God damn it! Heal!"
Thanks, baby.
Thanks, goodness.
But it's at the level 2 spell because she's not of level 1s. So that's another 3. 4 plus 3 plus 7. So 7 plus 3.
Yes,
10.
Oh, thank you. That's very helpful.
Lona.
Lona, now imbued with this powerful feeling that he has from this sword, he wants to run up and actually hold Kasamir with the sword, as in to wrestle him to the ground and just hold him. That's what he wants to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that,
Go for it. Oops.
does that count?
Yeah, what did you get?
12.
12 plus with the sword, 8. Dirty 20?
No.
No, it's not.
If it was spells, it would be plus 8.
That's right.
But it's your normal strength. Minus
minus 1.
Which is 7.
11. But it comes with 11. But however,
you can do other things if you want. If you really want to, you've got Tides of Chaos, you've got Inspiration, if you want to.
I'm going to use another inspiration.
Do you have
Roll
inspiration?
again. Yep.
I think we used the inspiration before.
But you've got Tides of Chaos.
You got Tides of
Okay,
Chaos.
I'll Tides of Chaos. What does that mean? I need to...
So with Tides of Chaos, what that does
Roll it again.
means you get a free roll, but the next time you use a spell, I roll on the crazy magic.
Okay,
You
I'm
better
using
get a good
Tides.
roll, buddy. What'd you get?
10.
I'm sorry. You get up to him, and you just don't. You aren't able to
Hold him.
to hold him.
Do I get an advantage that I'm flanking him?
You've just rolled twice.
Never mind.
But yes, you should have.
Yes.
So if you want to have not used your Tides of Chaos, You can still have your Tides of Chaos because you're exactly right. That should have been an advantage anyway. Okay, thank you. Good.
Sully remembers the plan, and he sees Lona try to grab at him. He's just like, Lona, come on, that's my job. And then he brings the butt of his spear around like Kasamir, and then tries to like hold him up against himself. So he goes for a grapple.
Okay.
Gah!
At the very least, you inspired Sully.
And then gah! 19!
Nice.
Yep.
Great. Oh, sorry, 18. Yep, 18.
Okay, you've got him grappled.
And then he like holds him like tied against him, and as he's got him grappled, he just goes bam, and punches him against the head. Great, that is 19.
Ouch. Yep.
I think that is. I do 7.
It doesn't do anything.
yeah, true.
Magic fist. No. Yeah. Okay. But he is grappled now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Immobile.
Okay.
Immobile.
Tnemrot suddenly feels, and she knows that it's from Ha-Kapella. She suddenly like bursts awake, and then she looks back at Ha-Kapella and she just does like a very chill nod. She gets up, she goes straight to Kasamir, and then she's like, "Hang on, how far is she away?"
You're only like 10 feet away.
If I
before.
like did a spell, do you think I would hit Sully?
Depends on the spell.
What?
No.
Fireball.
Eldritch Blast?
No, you'll be okay.
Okay, sweet. So I'm just gonna literally, with my finger, stick it in his ear. Just go. Oh, do I need to be out of range, don't I?
We get this. We get the vibe. All right.
Yeah. And I'm channeling my boyfriend.
Oh, you are insane.
Eldritch Blast.
As Sully sees this power kind of ripple off her, he's like studying her. He's like, okay, where's that coming from?
What's 8 plus 6?
14. Where's that coming from?
Advantage.
Yes. 8 plus 6.
Still
So that's one roll. That's one roll.
It moves. He moves his head out of the way.
10 plus 6 at advantage. Do I get the second roll advantage?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, come on, Mon.
You
You filthy dice.
Here comes the dice washing.
Okay, that's none of those quite reach.
The highest one was
I'm going to
16.
use my bonus action and try and draw my spiritual weapon.
Yes.
Okay, come on
Yes.
now. Ah! It's a 16 again.
What is
Drunk on
Getting
power.
sloppy.
Gods of Aratai, where are ya?
It is now Kasamir the Betrayer's turn.
Oh no.
He's grappled, he can't go now.
He's grappled. We know that both Lona and Tnemrot are on the dregs of hit points.
Yep, they're not the only ones.
Okay. He's grappled, so he is. Can't do this action. He can't attack Sully with this. From what he's used those.
Well, he can only attack with his staff?
Magic missile coming for Ha-Kapella. Can I have some?
Our only healer. Well,
How many?
I need 2 more.
Only
You think I'm gonna get-
is the clearer.
That's so
she's
rude.
the big one.
Okay, yes,
I got you. You're gonna use mine
Me?
to kill me? Nah, it doesn't do much.
8.
That's all.
You still up?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we are all.
Are you guys all on? Okay, and that is. But he's used his big spells. Okay. And so that was his thing. He can't do anything else. I did it the wrong way.
Aha!
Like an idiot.
I should have done the spell first and then the cantrip.
That's right.
Oh no.
You can be kind to me?
No, this is an epic conclusion. This better be. Come on, everything you've got, Vaheed.
You
Go
ready?
on.
Come on.
I don't think it would work. He's gonna try. I was gonna
Do it at home.
mirror image. I don't know how that would work with you holding him.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work.
Can't work. 'Cause
So-
it can't. It just can't. Logistic.
Okay, so instead he'll try to break free.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Get out of here!
No.
He
Hey.
Oh, actually, that's not a 20, Vahed.
Isn't it?
Nah, it's actually an 11. Thank you, Medora.
That's all of your 3
That's all 3
foresight.
gone.
You knew that he was going to try and wiggle out a particular way.
That's right. Goodbye, 11.
Ha-Kapella.
Ha-Kapella is still running and screaming, but this time towards everyone else. As she runs, she wants to pray to Turanetti. She holds up her battle axe, and she says, "Turanetti, please, I pray, give me more power.
Yes.
Give my weapon more power."
Yeah.
Yes.
And she goes 1, 2, 3, and she slips in there and just goes bam. Hit 1 hit. 18 plus 7.
Nice.
So that's a D.
You double your damage.
Oh,
Double damage?
A double damage. All right.
Turnette, you feel yourself stronger than you've ever been before in your life.
18 plus 2.
30, 20.
No, 18 plus 4. Sorry.
8.
22.
How did you roll it?
That's 9.
9,
She rolled a
18. Wow.
So that's my first attack.
Do 220 damage.
20 damage and 1 hit.
No.
She feels Turinetti's hand on her shoulder, and the
Nice.
warmth and courses through her blood, and she hits again. Bam! Yes. 11, but I'm gonna use inspiration to reroll it.
Nice.
Oh, 3. I have another inspiration.
You can only use 1 inspiration.
Damn it! All right, so she misses that one, and yeah, she's there.
Okay.
Yeah, keep it going.
She flanking? Okay.
Oh, I moved in.
Okay, you moved in.
We're all flanking.
I kind of like shoved
Yeah,
Lona
you-
aside.
Oh, it's just ganged around.
Nice.
Your
This
blow
old
Yep.
man.
detaches his entire lower arm.
What?
Yeah.
What? And she screams at his face.
And his other hand that's free, that's not grappled, points at you.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I still got this one.
Yeah, that's
14!
That's
It's a mess with my
right.
21 now.
Nice.
That was his legendary action for this turn.
Lona grabs the sword of Aratai, and he just wants to, as he's standing on the other side, now fully flanking, and wants to drive it straight through his throat.
Okay, you have advantage.
Yes. So here we go. That's a 6. Oh, come on. Better. 12 plus the 8. Dirty 20.
No,
Eight
it's
is the
worse.
new spell.
Oh, okay, damn it. 12
Plus 1.
plus 1.
It's just not good enough, Eddie. It's not good enough.
Even though it's going straight through his throat.
He's too slippery. He moves around.
You missed.
Oh, man.
Oh, buddy.
Sully's still maintaining the grapple on him, and he's like really trying to like.
Actually, sorry. I am going to do a legendary action.
Okay.
He goes, he kind of screams, "Ah!" And his whole visage, his face kind of just becomes a vision of pure horror.
Oh.
And all of you must make a wisdom saving throw or be petrified with fear. Roll your wisdom saves.
Have I got protection from good and evil still?
No.
Oh.
It wouldn't affect your. That wouldn't affect.
Wouldn't affect a save? Okay.
My counter charm is over.
Kind of charm is good.
Oh, wisdom, 18. Do you have anything for me?
What'd you get, Lona?
Natural 1.
Oh,
17.
Okay.
So,
2. Lona.
have I
Yeah.
got any protection left in my...
Nimrod. A feeling of complete fear overcomes you. This next round, you must flee. You can re-roll at the end of your next round, but you must flee. Now, Sully, it's your turn.
He sees the other two getting freaked out, and so he's like, "Oh no, we're running out of options. We're running out of options." So he loosens the grapple on Kasamir.
Wait. Sorry, I've got advantage, right? The target has advantage on any new saving throws against the relevant effect.
If the
that's
for him. I think. Oh wait, sorry.
Because I'm.
The protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those have a disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. The target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a
So you can't be charmed, possessed, or frightened
I've got
by them.
advantage on my save. Isn't
no,
that
you can't. You can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
So you cannot be. So Lona, the one with the sword is the one who's frightened.
Damn it!
Okay, so Sully, back to you. You said you loosened the grip.
He sees Lona sort of running away. He's like, ah! He kind of like, ah! And he makes his horse chase after Lona while he's got Kasamir sort of gripped. He's like, get back over here! Oh, but he hasn't even moved.
He hasn't moved yet. That'll be next turn.
Sully just like stabs at Kasamir.
Okay.
So that is an 18.
Hits.
Yeah, great. And that is 9 points of damage. And he attacks again, and that is a 23 with 7 points of damage.
And he falls
Yes.
to the ground. You doing anything else, Sully?
And then he says, Lona, now!
The fear that you had on you is gone, instantly gone. Nimrod.
I stand over him. Surely we're flanking. Like I
You're
get
totally
advantage when
flanking.
they say, "Okay, cool. I'm going to go in and inflict wounds."
It's automatic. He's down. He's down
Yeah.
on the ground.
Okay, I'm inflicting wounds. I just want to make sure that he doesn't go away. Okay, great. And a second level spell. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage.
Yes.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, gone. Yeah, good. You've done a heck more damage.
Okay, great.
He's dead, and now he's more dead.
Yeah, he was dead, and now he's more dead. He does not. His body.
He is dead?
Sorry.
He is dead?
Well, he is not. He does not move. His body.
Yeah,
starts-
we've got a different, very other danger.
His body starts to turn into mist and shadow, like it did last time you spiked him into the ground.
Yeah.
The thing has not been done on his forehead yet, and he begins to.
Do we healing word this guy?
No.
No. Look, Lona wants to.
Ha-Kapella gets out.
Lona wants to carve the symbol.
Yeah, there we go.
Like Lona wants to literally use the sword of Aratai to actually carve the symbol into his face.
Yeah,
head.
Ha-Kapella's holding.
Yeah.
Holding this thing. Still.
All right.
Then Sully gets down and like rips like his like robes off so that his chest is like bare, like trying to give like Lona the best surface area he's got.
Oh god.
If we healing word this guy, do you think? I can't.
Spare the dying.
It's not. Spare the dying's not going to work on him. He's dead.
Okay, Lona.
Yo.
Did you?
So, what we'll do
Okay.
is we will say that Ha-Kapella can help you.
I'll help
Okay.
you.
So basically, I'm going to have the time.
Okay.
So you draw it, but I'm going to say that
Half.
whatever time that it takes you to draw it was actually half that amount
you know how
of
to draw
time. Do you know how to draw it?
Yes, I think so.
Do you want me to show you first?
Okay.
Yes.
Do you want
I'm
really?
pretty
No,
sure.
he's got
Got
it.
it.
Tahiru toru fa. Don't rush it.
Oh no, we fucked it. No, that's not quite right.
Oh, it is.
No.
Raylene, okay. It's starting to go into mist and shadow.
Ha-Kapella. Oh, I can't touch the sword.
No, the moment you see his mistake happening,
Yeah.
I never said you couldn't touch the sword. I just said it hurts you when you touch it.
Sully gets the 3 healing potions that he's got in his bag, and he's like, Ha-Kapella, I'm so sorry. This is really gonna hurt. And then he he pours every potion he's got down his throat. He's got 3 healing potions that he got when the other guys
You
got.
can't take all 3 at once, but you can take 2 at once. 2d8.
2d8.
My
Plus
shield
4.
effect do anything?
No.
2d8. 2d8.
This is just
2d8.
pure damage coming at
Okay,
him.
all right.
3 plus 6, 9. Plus 9, so that's 16.
Okay. And Ha-Kapella was like, go, okay. She holds the freaking sword. Ah! All right.
Tahiru toru fa.
Curve.
2, 3, 4, 5. With pain. With pain in her head. Oh no! With
Great.
pain. But she got the strokes. But
Say a lit.
a lit.
As your hands are carving in, from the extremities of his body, he turns into mist and shadow. As you're carving into his thing, you take damage. Are you going to be up? Are you going to
don't know.
survive? Are you going to survive? You take 7 hit points damage.
I'm alive.
You're alive, and you finish it, and you're saying,
A lit.
and Kasamir's body just kind of stops going into smoke, and just rots in a handful of seconds, turns to dust. And Kasamir the Betrayer is
No, gone.
is gone. Taken. The shadow is blown away. The pelting rain on you lessens. And Kasamir the Betrayer is gone. Are you still holding the sword?
No, she lets go.
Lona catches it.
And she collapses still. She's quite faint.
Lona. The sword. The ruby on the end of the sword, it starts like shaking and pulsing. And there's a cracking sound from it. And because it was, on touching Kasamir's form, and a split of reality emanates from the ruby itself, projects out in this jagged line, which opens up a completely different reality. It's not the world that you're in, something else. It defies even imagination. And out of this rift in reality, a golden-skinned man steps forward into the material world and goes,
Get
What?
I have longed to return for millennia.
What does he look like?
He is a golden-skinned,
beautiful man.
beautiful man.
That looks like Sully, but has a tiefling.
He does not have tiefling horns. He doesn't look exactly like Sully.
Oh, is it just Tnemrot projecting her own fantasies?
Perhaps it was what someone wanted you to see.
Do I get any sort of read on the reaction? Because this is the puzzle that Sully's been trying to solve. Is this?
Do I see him as
We
all see him.
But do I see him as who I think I see him
Oh,
as?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
And everyone else sees him as something different?
No, he looks different, but you know it's the same.
Okay.
It's the same guy, but he looks a little different.
But he's different, okay.
And he steps into the material world, and he seems to kind of grow a little bit.
I feel like there's enough information here. There's, I know that there's some sort of otherworldly thing having an impact on Tnemrot, that she's mentioned the boyfriend thing, that she's got this imaginary boyfriend.
Tnemrot, when this creature comes out and Tnemrot looks at him and she just kind of has a very slow smile on her face.
Okay.
That's it. Sully knows.
Okay.
As he sees this thing, he picks up his spear, and then he runs straight for it, and then just tries to shove his spear up through his head.
Okay, go ahead and make a roll.
13.
Lona follows suit. Can Lona?
Yeah, you've got the sword of Aratai in your hand, buddy. Go.
And he just and he takes a swing at the.
What is it? What did you roll?
Oh, it's a 16.
16.
Oh, that's not bad.
But it was just.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You get a +1 on your sword.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
17.
Inspiration. 20. Dirty.
Okay. Guys.
Oh, come on.
Sully is convinced that this is the cause of Tnemrot's like turn, and thinks that this thing has like some sort of like grip on her, and so Sully's almost blind as he attacks this thing.
Ha-Kapella is still in pain from holding onto the sword. She can't feel her hands anymore, and the pain has moved somewhere else. But as this is happening, she's on the ground, the rain is pelting on her face, and she just sees, like, you know, gold and blah, and a spear and blah, and she's just watching the whole thing in confusion. Like, who is this man? Is he a savior, or is he why are you attacking him? And I say, guys, stop. No more fighting.
The blows that you guys take. He, I'm sorry. He's just, one moment he's there, next moment he's just, half a meter to the side. He says, good try, bow before me.
Sully uses his extra attack to take a second swing. 25!
Yes, son.
25. He moves out of the way.
Oh.
Wow.
Bow before me.
Who are you?
I am Tila. And you have released me into this world. 1,000 years of machinations have gone into this moment. It's good to be here again, to have connection with my worshippers, with none of the others to interfere.
We've opened up a portal to the spiritual plane.
Please, forgive a little bit of a boast, if you don't mind. It's just, I haven't been able to tell anyone for 700 of your Earth years, and it's hard to keep a secret for that long.
It was him.
The sword of Aratai. When Aratai called on Koshasha to send him a weapon, I put a little bit of my essence in the ruby. Do you guys remember? What did the ruby look like?
Was it Hexen? No.
The ruby.
It was there like a little bit of something inside that was like kind of swishing around?
Swirly.
Little swirls from the fabric of the asteroid that when Tnemrot did a remove curse had vanished. A little bit of my essence I placed embedded in the ruby. Because I knew then that the best way to cause havoc is to create a weapon that everyone wants. And sure enough, it caused the splitting between Aratai and his friend Kasamir. And that was sufficient for me. But slowly I heard Kasamir's pleas for help. Deep within his lead-lined tomb, the smallest of voices, and in my boredom, I turned my attention to them and listened to his small pleas to have some of my power to survive, to get his vengeance. And then the idea struck. If I could channel my power, a lot of my arcane power through Kasamir, the connection of that with this little bit of my essence in the hilt of that sword would be able to make a rupture between our worlds for me to enter. I just needed someone to complete that 6th symbol and to say my name.
Oh, crap.
Tila.
I lit backwards.
Frickin' Tnemrot, that's fucking. Oh, yeah.
And you did. But there was more that was needed. I needed to somehow be able to bring the sword and Kasamir together, but looking at you, Ha-Kapella, your guardians, the line that you come from, I must confess, hid the sword so well that for hundreds of years, I had no way of knowing where it was. The only way I could think of to draw it out was to cause a war. The only way Kasamir would have the courage to try to look for it was to know he would win the war. The only way he would win the war is if he had a large army. Gulm was the obvious choice. But they needed some motivation. They needed to know for certain that they would win, that they had me on their side. And so I inspired their high priestesses to have dreams of a favored one that would come, that would be their angel of doom, that would give them unstoppable power. And so I fed them this lie merely to get their army to move, so that Kasamir would move, so that the sword would move, so they would come together. And he looks at you, Tnemrot, and he says, because the reality is you are nothing. You never were. You're nothing special. You're nothing significant. All the power I gave you, look how easily you turned.
That's not true.
You're worse than a pawn.
You're my friend, though.
That's called lying. And I'm the best at it. And your pitiful band of guardians, look at them, gone. And a farm boy, a pathetic farm boy. The only one of any value is this sorcerer, and he couldn't even wield the sword. Look at you. But I thank you for releasing me into this material world.
What do you want?
I will take control of this world. That is what I want.
Okay. Well, we're going to stop you. So.
Yeah, you better watch out, because we just defeated Kasamir, so we could totally kick your butt too.
Lona looks at the sword of Aratai and the ruby. Thought, okay. And in his mind he said, well, if this thing brought him here, I want to try and just slam it down and see if I can shatter it.
Okay.
So he takes a sword.
And shatter it. And he smashed the ruby. And he does actually wince. He says, too little, too late. If only you'd done that 5 minutes ago. He raises his hands and starts to lift above the ground.
Oh.
And just kind of starts floating away to survey the world from on high.
Well, how are we all doing?
Tnemrot, was that your boyfriend? He's a real charmer.
Tnemrot just instantly casts darkness upon herself, and she just exits so that no one can see her.
Tnemrot. Oh, she's gone already. Sully, what do we do? Lona.
Can we summon our 3 friends? My girlfriend, but yeah.
Tila says one thing left. I meant to say in reply to you saying you're gonna get
Kick
him.
your butt.
He said you would need to be an unstoppable warrior to get to hurt me, and that does not exist. And then he leaves.
As Sully looks at the down figures of the queen and the prince consort.
Okay. The prince consort is dead. We will now see if the queen is dead or not. Do I give?
This is her third,
Yeah.
third go at it.
Wow.
You don't have any revivifies left?
No.
Didn't
Oh,
know.
actually, I do, to be fair. I do.
But she's gone. You left.
Oh well, if you want to use it, you can because she's gone.
Um,
She's dead.
No, I probably wouldn't.
Sully says, okay. Right.
I know we just bet Kasamir and finally did it, but why does it still feel like we lost?
Because we did.
And that is a great place to finish our episode. Wow.
No, it's not.
Do you want to do anything else?
But
Any dramatic things you want to do before we finish our episode, please go ahead.
oh, we're back.
The music reset.
Tnemrot has just been walking away, and she's so distraught in the fact that I feel like the real Tnemrot's kind of like come in like a truck.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
almost
yeah.
like his whole like hold on her is completely dissipated, and the feelings of betraying her friends, of him betraying her, have just like cracked her heart. Like she just feels awful, and the only thing that she can kind of do is think, and she's just like overthinking, and then weirdly, in her mind, just like a vision of sandals comes into her mind. She's trying, because she doesn't know what to do. She can't go back to her friends yet until she has like something to say. So she's just trying to be like, I don't know what to do. And then she remembers that Tila said a great warrior, but they don't exist. And then she just thinks sandals. But she still walks away.
Look, when Tnemrot gets back here, she's going to be embarrassed, she's going to be hurt, she's going to be 100 different things. So we just need to be very gentle when she comes back. In the meantime, the city's without its ruler. The throne's empty. The throne is empty. The city will be in disarray. Tila's might call off his charge now that he's in. Maybe the war doesn't matter anymore. But we've got some time, and in that time we'll do what we can always do, and that's make a plan. All right, we'll make a plan.
Ha-Kapella puts her hand on Lona and says, "Hey man, aren't you like royalty?"
Lona's like,
Sully kicks open that door.
Great. Hey, and I think we will finish our episode there. We will finish our episode there. Hey, thank you, everyone.
oh my god!
All right.
I know.
How you guys doing?
What the
I
heck?
knew that when we killed Kasamir, it felt wrong. Like as soon as we killed Kasamir, I was like, that did not feel like. Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a reason to celebrate instantly. I was like, shit.
Oh, no.
I had the thought, like, halfway through the episode earlier. I was just like, man, what if that's a lie? But I was like, nah, this is our only chance right now. Like, this is all we got. And I was like, yeah, let's do it.
It is a battle of the gods.
Yeah.
We need to become gods.
Or do we have to find the 10th god?
Ooh, so many questions. Hey.
So many questions, no answers.
Hey, thanks so
How's
much
the
for
chat?
thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys. That was the finish of the second act, the story arc of things that had been put in motion from the very beginning of the first episode with the sword. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say a whole bunch of thanks, and then we're going to. Well, let's do that, shall we?
Yes.
Thank you so much to our followers. Thank you so much to our subscribers, both on YouTube and on Twitch. We really appreciate all the support you give us. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do hit them with likes. Do put comments in because those really help the algorithm to push the video to other people. And if you could subscribe to us on YouTube, that'd be really helpful. And subscribers here on Twitch, thank you so much. We really appreciate your generosity.
Thank you.
Patreons, again, thank you so much for all the support you give us over these times. And our sponsors. So we have 2 sponsors from today.
Yay.
We've got our friends from Nine Realms Gaming. These beautiful, beautiful wooden accessories. I'll open them.
Tiger Wood.
We got Tiger Wood,
Walnut.
Cherry blossom?
cherry, and
Mahogany.
There you go.
It's mahogany.
Mahogany.
And we also have in our studio today Alex from Bespoke Boutique. So Alex she sells beautiful accessories that you can custom make, like these beautiful character books, dice scrolls. Look at this super cool. Look at that symbol. Isn't that a wonderful symbol?
It is the one
that
I
you
could
drew
draw.
so beautifully.
And unleashed hell on her.
I thought I was gonna fail. Look at that. That's gross. It's nowhere near.
And
was enough.
yeah, so thank you so much, Bespoke Boutique.
Yes.
We love you, and they do really cool, custom-made accessories. Plus, also, we've got a really amazing range of pre-made art that you will also love. So go check them out.
Absolutely.
Boutique.nz. Hey, so I just quickly check my list before we.
Yeah, we got to find out who won the challenge.
Last one is we're going to thank our moderators and our crew.
Yeah, moderators.
Moderators. And so what we're going to do is we're going to run our credits, and then we're just going to chat a little.
Chats, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Come on, chats.
See you guys next week.
Aratai, bye.
Bye.
Love ya.
Is it still on a tie-bye?
Aratai.